All right. It's a Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern time, uh, 3 o'clock Central, and Pacific. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is Pacific. Anyone in the Pacific area, let me know what time it is. Probably something weird like 1 or 2 o'clock. I don't know. I'm not great at Pacific time anymore. That's what happens when you leave Pacific time. Anyways, if you want to jump in and hang out and start a topic, please join the panel. The link is at the top. Again, since I don't monetize with ads on my videos anymore because people complained there was just too many video ads, I'm going to have to shamelessly plug the links that I've posted after the panel link, which are my PayPal.me and my Patreon. So if you can support me or help me out that way, please do. You're not required to, but it helps. You can always super chat as well. That's cool. It's just I don't put any ads, any video ads on my videos anymore because apparently, YouTube decides to stack 10 of them on an ad instead of just like one or two. And this is not I'm not getting paid for those ads either. So just turn all that crap off. Anyways, as I said, if you want to jump in, the link is pinned to the top of the live chat. It's the little blue area on the live chat here on YouTube. So just do that. Uh are there anything I want to talk about? Well, I saw something earlier today on John Crump's thing on his Discord. Apparently, the ATF are going after the Amish for buying some guns that were sold privately to them, and the ATF is going and confiscating those guns because one guy moved in with someone who was Amish and was living at his house, and he owned firearms legally because he had a driver's license, but because he privately sold them to the Amish and the Amish don't have driver's licenses or picture IDs, that's given the ATF precedent to go and confiscate the firearms because they were sold to them without an ID. So that was weird. I can give you a link to the video on that because I was just like, what? They were sold privately. You don't technically have to have that. But it was reported by what's his name? God, Family, and Guns. I saw that, and I was just like, "What? What?" So there's the video to that. There's the video of that. What the hell is this? This is the Sunday strike. This is what this is. This is where I decide in the afternoon to turn the microphone on, if I want to turn the camera on. I don't know if I want to turn the camera on. I haven't even shaved yet, so you guys, you complained that I'm growing the Teen Wolf beard because I haven't shaved my cheeks. I mean, goddamn. But anyways, so yeah, that's what this is. DM Foss is out there. Baron is out there. Defense Dad. If Baron and DM Foss is out there, why aren't they jumping in here via the links so that we could have the Sunday. What was it? What's his? What is it? YouTube? No, overnight prep. The Sunday prep. There we go. Instead of the overnight, the Sunday. But anyways. Oh, somebody did jump in. Foss did jump in. Figure that one out.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong browser, so it's not going to show my.
Well, you got to set up a gravatar avatar, and that'll work. That
I'm on Chrome, and it's set up on whatever else. So I have to remember to be on Chrome on StreamYard, and then on the other one on GunTube.
Yeah, GunTube works with Chrome.
Well, I know, but my avatar doesn't show up on
Chrome. Do you have a gravatar?
Yes.
Avatar.
And everything shows up on the other
What you do is click the three dots, click your name where it says DM at the top, and then put in your gravatar email there and click OK, and it should pull that up.
I don't remember that.
But, you know, that's not my fault. You're lazy, okay? It's not my fault that DM Foss has gone from being skinny to, you know. Okay, it's black.
All right, well.
There.
There.
Well, there he is. There he is. Oh, now I have to turn my camera on. Thanks. You're gonna make me turn my camera on. You're awful.
You don't have to do nothing. It's America.
No. For live streaming purposes, I kind of have to. Otherwise, I don't go nowhere. Not that I'm going anywhere in the first place, but you know, you get the point. All right. So, what have you been up to, Foss? Did you do your show this morning, or
we did.
Was that next week?
No, we did it this morning.
Did this morning? Okay.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Went pretty good. Drifted a little bit at the beginning, but got back on track.
Well, it's going to drift a lot, period, because it's the nature of the beast.
Well, we kind of got into the CRS stuff that wasn't on the schedule to get into that, but that's the way it worked, and you know, it's all right.
I'm surprised at the whole situation because I hang around Crump and Flying Rich often.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm not shaving, everyone. So be very afraid. I don't have my Sunday best on. I've got my Sunday. I'm in my jammies on. So, but I have a shirt on. So be happy about that. So let's see. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Do I have to flip it? I might have to flip it. I don't know.
I can't see it right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
There. I might have to flip it. I don't know. Is it working? No, it says it's poor.
You're looking at the wall.
I'm looking at the wall. What am I looking at the wall? What? There. I don't know what's going on with this. This is not working. It's, you know. Come on, guys.
You should ask for your money back.
I should. You know, what's with these rookie numbers? Oh, there we go. That's better. How about that?
Much better.
How about that? That's much better, isn't it?
It is.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Announcements. That announcements is working. All right. Where's the other? No, that's not it. I'm not prepared tonight. I'm not prepared. It's just I don't even have this tab open. I don't want that tab open. Oh man. Oh, that's what happened. I closed that one. That's not good. It's not good when you close the tab that you're working on. Story of my life. So, anyways, back to did you see that link I posted in the side chat?
No.
It's about the ATF and the Amish.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
The Amish are a fundamentalist terrorist group, so.
So is Antifa and so is Black Lives Matter, but you know, yeah. Let's not even go there.
That's what, you know.
Not even go there.
Rumspringa, that's what it is. It's
Rumspringa. Oh, right, that's what that is.
Out into the
Blastmasters out there
to spread chaos.
Oh, the Kojo's out there. Just Defense Dad says I just caught a break at work and saw you were live. Need busy as AF today. Okay, well, have fun, Defense Dad. Just F&H is out there. Ghost Shadow is here saying just got here and audio is not synced with video. Need to reload. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's the YouTube. I don't know. So, I guess the ATF has forgotten about Waco and what it's like when the peasants fight back. Yeah, apparently. Apparently. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let me see if the video, how the video looks. Is the video looking? It looks all right on YouTube. All right. Aftermarket, but all right. It's just not entertaining enough video to smooth stream. Videos jumped in. All right, we're back. We're back. I just recycled the stream. That kind of fixes it, I think. Let's see. Ghost Shadow says Amish gun light a candle balance on the barrel. Yeah, well, the Amish do that. Baron, is that you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I've got the overnight group with me this afternoon. Figure that one out.
Yeah, we're creeping in. We're taking over.
So there is one topic I wanted to go over, and if I don't know, does anybody know the situation with Yankee? Has he found a lawyer yet?
I think he's still looking.
Okay, well, if anybody knows any decent lawyers over in the Washington area, please let Yankee Marshall know.
Lawyer.
Oregon lawyer, is that what he needs? Okay,
because it's Oregon that.
Because I heard he needed a Washington lawyer.
No, it had to do with a business that he used to own in Oregon,
right?
And then sold his part of the business, and then Oregon came back and said, "Well, we're looking for money. We're going to take it from you." Basically, I think because it's the only person they could find, even though whenever that transgression happened, he was not a part of that business. So they seized his savings account.
Yeah. So if anybody knows any Oregon lawyers, please let Yankee know. The Yankee Marshal. Because, again, I love him, hate the guy, whatever. I don't want to see him in trouble. I don't want to see his shit getting taken away from the government just as much as anybody else. All right? And, as far as the CRS situation, I don't know. Does anybody got a link to the GoFundMe for the CRS situation? Is it?
Baron can probably come up with one.
Baron, do you know the link for the CRS situation?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, could you drop that link out in the chat for me? I can make sure you're a mod to do that. So just give me a second. Add moderator. There we go. So just refresh the page, your mod. So help me out here. Tara's out there.
There it is.
All right. Perfect. So if you guys can go and help out CRS Firearms. Yeah, I know he's home right now, but he's still going to need help because he shouldn't have done what he did, but he got himself into one hell of a situation, and he's gonna need a lot of help getting it out. But he did that himself. Oh my God, Flath, you almost look American there.
How's it going, guys?
You look American. What the hell happened?
What do you mean? I've always looked this ugly.
No, you've not always looked that ugly. I mean, you just you got the hat on, you've got the cigarette. You look American, man. What the hell happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've always been this ugly, Ben.
For anyone that doesn't know, Flath is Canadian, and I'm just poking fun at him. So he loves the attention. Don't lie. He loves the attention. But,
I got a question for Canadian. Can you own an M1 Garand with all 8 rounds? Or you got to pin it at 5?
No, you have to load it to 5 rounds now because of the new restrictions.
To tell you the truth, I have not paid much attention to bloody Canadian laws in 2 years.
Ooh, you're up on that mark now where everybody, it's like they put that law in where everybody's got to confiscate, either turn them in or sell them back to the government. And only 162 were actually turned in. Out
Well,
of how many?
let's just say my firearms license expires in 9 days.
Oh my God! Don't renew it, or renew it. I don't know. Or move to the United States and bring them with you.
They can't cross the border.
Yeah.
Oh, are they the ones that you can't take with you to the United States?
Well, the funny thing is, I don't own a single Norinco, but our magnificent prime minister has made it illegal to transport our legally acquired firearms to the border.
Oh man.
So yeah. So
G20.
my AR. What else is illegal?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even remember my AR, my SKS, or both my SKSs.
I think your ARs and your SKSs can come. They can come home. They can come.
I can't transport them. It's illegal. They're a prohibited firearm.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? We'll have to go and get you out, via one of those drug submarines. Just get all your guns and then bring them to United States port.
No, what you do?
They were lost in one of the many lakes that I live around.
No.
You give them to a Canadian, and then you come to America and you buy American guns. That way, you're not taking guns out of Canada.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't even sell them.
Oh my God!
Well, I didn't say sell them. You just charity, give them away.
Wrong. This is wrong. All right, we got some comments out there. Alaskan 556 says, "Night Strike. Did you hear about? I'm sure you've heard. I just heard about it, but I guess Palmetto State Armory plans on making steel case ammo now as early as 2023. That's hopeful." So he says, "Well, yes, I've heard about it, but they said 2023." But they've actually acquired another ammo company already that they're making brass case ammo right now. So, it's not that they're not doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. Let's see. Let's see. I'm checking my settings because someone says the cameras or the microphone's off or something. I don't know.
G23 was asking about Ottawa. I was watching a little bit of a live stream just before I jumped on here.
Yeah.
Everybody rallying.
Yeah. Go Shadow says at Night Strike 1992, I drove to Canada with an M1 Garand and M1 carbine with a case of ammo for each. Well, I mean, you were driving to Alaska, weren't you? I mean, you couldn't stop for anything other than gas and food and then gone on your way. That's how it works, I think. Isn't that how it works, Flav? If you're driving from Alaska to the United States or from the United States to Alaska?
I believe you need to apply for a permit. Don't quote me. I'm not too sure about the transportation of firearms between countries, but I believe you have to apply for a permit to transport non-restricted firearms between Alaska and the rest of the states and vice versa.
Yeah. I mean, why can't you guys just sell us like enough land to where we could have at least, just one road that United States owns just back and forth so we could have a proper road that, to connect the country?
There's the Alaska Highway, the Elkan Highway, but
that's not much of a highway. I've seen that. It's just the road along the side of a mountain.
That starts in Dawson Creek and ends in Anchorage. Anchorage.
Yeah, not great places. All right. It says glitching like hell, Night Strike. I can't do anything about it. That's just how it is right now. I'll probably have to update the software again. Ghost Shadow says, at Night Strike, yeah, I made the trip in winter, towing a trailer in 52 hours. Wow.
That's not bad.
C&T Design and Arms says, thought it was my signal. No, the YouTubes are trying to put me down.
Well, I know when I first logged on to YouTube, there was glitching, but
yeah,
once you refresh, there it worked good.
Yeah. Pillhorse says, just walk across the border somewhere with them. It's not hard, really. Then just keep that hole in your face shut about it, and you'll be just fine. Don't tell anyone until you're down here. You
Yeah.
probably get them through. I'm just saying.
There's lots of places up around Michigan and where there's pass throughs. People got in their fences so people can walk back and forth.
Yeah. I like Ghost Shadow's thing. He says, just disassemble them and take out every part by part. You can do that. Yeah. All right. Ghost Shadow. Let's see. Alaska 556. There's no permits in Alaska. Alaska, the constitutional carry state, we have probably the best gun laws in the country. You can bring guns in. The problem is Alaska 556 is bringing the guns from another state and driving to Alaska. You have to go through Canada in order to get there. And, let's be honest, Flath, the laws in your country aren't that forgiving.
Tell me about it.
I mean, ours are pretty bad too. We got some doozies down here too. I won't lie to you there. But I mean, it just for someone who owns firearms and just wants to go to Alaska with them, you guys make it a pain in the ass just to go from point A to point B.
Well, it's not so bad. Like, if you declare your firearms and you have the permit, it's perfectly fine.
But the problem is the firearms have to be allowed and legal in Canada for you to transport them.
Well, the thing is, in Canada, is you could ship your firearms through the mail.
That's great in Canada, but if you don't live in Canada,
so you could probably, like, I really don't know. This is probably a gun geek question or
here in the United
a
States,
Biker Bob question.
In the United States, if you were just transporting rifles and shotguns, you could just mail it to yourself to wherever you're going in Alaska. That's legal. Okay.
Yeah.
With long guns. Handguns, if you're bringing handguns, guess what? You have to literally just ship it via like FedEx or UPS to an FFL up there. You get it?
Yeah.
That's if you're moving. That's if you're moving. Okay. But if you're trying to just bring them from the United States to the United States, Alaska.
Yeah.
But if you're moving, that'll work for an FFL. But if you're not, you can't bring any handguns or rifles into Canada, even if you're just driving to Alaska that aren't illegal for you guys to own.
Yeah. Like pretty much anything that's under what is it? 4 1/10 inch long barrel. It's a prohibited firearm.
Yeah. G23 is saying at Night Strike you can take the ferry from Seattle to Alaska and never go into Canada. The problem is that is true. You are 100% right, G23. But let me ask you this, and let me ask you this, Foss. How often do you want to go to Seattle?
Anymore? Not really at all.
That's my point. That is 100% my point. You do not want to go to Seattle. But again, you are right. You could just go to Seattle and that would work.
Visiting Seattle versus going through it, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's Seattle. It's pretty bad.
At least you have all your guns when you're doing it.
True. It's true. It's true.
You could be the new warlord of Chop.
Oh,
if you play your cards right.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Take a boat around Canada? Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much. Vanessa K says the ferry reopens in March. Load truck and trailer and drive into ferry. Yes. More or less. Well, that's what you can do, Flath. You can load all your stuff up in Canada and just take it with you onto in a truck and go to Alaska. That way you can have everything you want and you don't have to leave the cold.
Yeah, but that's me driving through. That's me going through the province of BC, Northwest Territories, the Yukon, and then Alaska.
Yeah, well, Alaska's the end goal because it's the land of freedom and promise.
But then it's also getting to the border. It's getting to the border crossing, and the border crossing agents allowing me in with my firearms.
Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't want to let you in either.
Without me saying I'm claiming refuge.
Well, just say you're claiming refuge, or you're claiming asylum.
Yeah, but then I got to fight with my wife.
Well, do you have any kids?
Yes.
Bring them too then.
If it weren't for the kids, I was going to say they have wives in Alaska too.
He's got a point there. They got wives there too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've already had an in-depth conversation with my wife about running the state, and she's like, no.
Well, Vanessa brings up a better point. Buy your own vessel and sail to Anchorage.
Yeah, that's still not going to work because I still have to deal with border patrol.
Get rid of your border patrol. You don't need them. You guys aren't using them.
I got the U.S. Coast Guard to deal with. The Canadian Coast Guard.
That don't count.
Like
that don't count. That don't count. Yo Shadow says
that's still classified. That's still classified as smuggling firearms.
Taking the ferry with vehicle is the best way. They don't search the vehicles. No limit on firearms you can have in vehicle.
Depending on
gas cans. Depending
on the passport you hold.
Well, yeah. Well, it's, you have to put up walls, Flack. You have to put up walls. I mean, I hadn't realized you're from Mexico.
Well, last I checked, it was you guys putting up the walls, not us.
Hey. You're the one who's putting up walls, giving excuses not to come.
Or should I say you guys were putting up walls until you guys hired a incompetent buffoon.
I did not hire him.
You guys hired him just as much as we hired our incompetent buffoon.
Wow. Well, he's doing such a great job. He might outlast the rest of the term.
Well, depending on how this trucking convoy rolls out, I highly doubt our buffoon is going to
last very long.
Power.
Yeah. Well, I saw that. I saw that live stream where they were like 10 hours, of just that whole, I guess, what were they, strike?
Oh, no, they're striking against this goddamn, excuse my language, on a Sunday, but they're striking against a stupid COVID vaccine mandate that our prime minister and you guys' president started.
Really?
Yeah, because our prime minister, as of January 2nd, all commercial transporters have to be fully vaccinated to cross into the States, and then January 22nd, all U.S. transporters had to be fully vaccinated to enter into Canada.
I mean, no one will strike to keep their guns, but you'll strike because of vaccines.
Yes.
You guys are idiots.
Tell me about it.
I mean, at least here in the United States, we would complain and strike, or not riot, but strike and have rallies to keep our guns.
Yeah, we would never riot in this country.
No, we would never riot. Just like the whole Kenosha was a peaceful protest.
No, yeah, you guys don't peacefully protest.
We always peacefully protest. Except for those insurrections into the Capitol buildings. We don't talk about those.
So-called insurrection.
That was a protest too, but the problem is when you go into the building illegally, then that's when they get
when the police illegally let you in.
Yeah.
when you're dressed up as an Anglo-Saxon pretending, when you're pretending to be an Anglo-Saxon entering a government building.
So, just one of those things. See, I got monitor here. Nothing. All right, good. I'm just checking my email. All right.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
All right. We're back. I think we're back. We should be back. I don't know. Who is it says I'm here. Okay, very good. Go to the settings. There we go. There we go. All right.
I don't know. There's two of me.
Yeah. Says no data. Now it says excellent connection. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm trying my best here. I'm doing the best what I can with what I've got. So, and it's not my internet connection. It's the problem. It's the servers, and I may have to restart the whole server. So, crap like that. Foss, you still here? Or did you run away? You're muted if you are. All right. Let's see. All right, good. We got 2 flasks. We got to get rid of one. You can only have 1 flask. 1.
Ah, come on. I was trying to think I was special.
You are not special.
Wow. Maybe in other ways.
No. Let's see. There we go. Uh-oh, Warsaw's here. Watch out. All right. Rollis Carvelis is out there saying good evening from Middleburg, Florida. That's where he is right now. For anybody who doesn't know, Rollis Carvelis out there is one of the YouTube truck drivers.
Don't be a Florida man.
No, he's not Florida man. No. It's really hard to be Florida man. You don't want to be Florida man.
I thought you had to breathe to be a Florida man.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Just drugs. Lots
No,
of drugs.
to be Florida man, you just have to do something stupid in Florida and be a man.
Like breathe.
Hey, nice strike.
What's going on, Warsaw?
Did you see that video I sent you yesterday?
No.
The one with the West Virginia governor telling his that
Oh yeah. No, that's been all over the news lately. Telling Bedler to kiss his dog's hiney.
Yeah.
He even lifted up his bulldog and turned it around and said, "Kiss his hiney." What do you expect from some actress singer who's never left, who's never lived a middle class life or left Honolulu, Hawaii? Because that's where she's from.
What did I miss?
Just another rich entitled celebrity be pissed, calling all the people in West Virginia and the state poor and illiterate. It's pretty bad.
Well, she must be some dumb bitch then.
She must not realize that people actually go to school. There are schools like elementary, middle schools, and high schools. There are even colleges in West Virginia, but apparently,
bad. It is. She forgot inbred.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Squib. I thought that only applied to the South.
You know where Betty should go?
West Virginia is part of the South.
No, West Virginia broke off and joined the Union.
Not some parts of it. And they were using Dominion voting machines in order to get that one passed. So,
come on, not those punches, not those punches.
Yeah, she can go to Somalia.
I wish she would. She'd probably get robbed and shivved. But anyways, So
what's going on?
just kind of hanging out. I got bored.
I'm done talking about the rare breed subject. If we're gonna
Okay,
bring that up.
Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, who is smarter, Florida man or Biden? Florida man every time. Florida man every time.
San Denise.
I don't care. I don't care what. Yes, Florida man does some stupid shit, but at least he doesn't fall upstairs to Air Force One.
Didn't Biden beat a Florida man?
He beat a Florida man to death. Yes. Totally. Did you hear what the ATF did?
The thing is about beating a Florida man, you just have to be one bowl short of a Florida man to win.
No, you just have to have one more bolt than Florida man does.
What you're asking about Night Strike?
Did you hear what the ATF did this time?
Now?
They refused a FOIA request on Hunter Biden.
Oh, what do you mean refuse a FOIA request?
Yeah, they refused the FOIA request on him buying that gun, and they use one really bullshit reasoning for it too.
Here's the thing: as far as the ATF, why do we even have it? We have the FBI. They do their job more than them.
Yeah, not really. I mean, the FBI does work, yes, but as far as honestly, why isn't the ATF going after all the moonshiners? Why aren't they? Oh, I don't know, going after
Cartels.
Explosives,
The cartels.
Explosives or something. Why do they have to always just go after the firearms?
Because making moonshine is now a misdemeanor. It's not a major crime anymore.
Yeah, well, it's the alcohol. It's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. So
Look at Popcorn Shooting. He got caught on his last years, and he only got 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, he ended up taking a shotgun to himself because he didn't want to go back to prison.
Yeah.
He took the coward way out.
But the guy was also damn near 150 years old.
There we go. Hello, Baron. All right. We got more comments out there. It's the Fed boys trying to shut down the signal. No, they can't shut down the signal. They can only delay it. They can only delay.
The truth will be heard.
The truth is out there. Oh, wait. No, that's Honda's chat.
Yes, I did join your Discord.
Yes, I saw that. I waved.
I was going to, but I couldn't find the invite for it.
The link is at the top of the chat.
Well,
See it.
I don't know. That's, it's up there. I'm down here.
Well, it's not my fault you can't, shimmy your way up.
I like your channel where you sell those full auto machine guns.
Oh, that's not
really
me.
Cool.
That's not me. There's a link to the Discord right there. And actually, remember the ATF started as a division of the IRS.
So basically, it's revenue for tax exemption.
It was there just for the taxes, and then they decided to let them do whatever the hell they wanted.
So basically, their version of the FBI.
Well, Congress decided, well, we don't want to deal with this. You decide what needs to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
It wasn't really Trump's fault.
No, that wasn't Trump.
Boy, it fucking wasn't.
Way before Trump.
It was way before Trump.
Well, it gave the left the spiel about, let's go out behind legislation, just pass whatever law we feel like.
Yeah. Well, they've done that before, even before Trump.
I was going to say, do you think he was the very first president to ever say that?
The Clintons. The Clintons.
Keep going back. Keep going back.
Warsaw, look at 7 and 6, where they redecided that 7 and 6 was armor piercing, so they banned all of it.
Obama.
They tried to ban M855, and they weren't able to do that. Too many senators said no because I guess they people got to their senators in time. So,
Well, now we can't get a Russian ammunition and firearms now.
There, I'm in your Discord now.
I see that.
Watching you
that.
from the inside.
That's why there's tons and tons of it at the corner gun store, and they can't seem to give it away.
Well, it's because nobody can afford the price these days.
Yeah, $12 a box will really break the bank, man.
I wonder how the Mexican government has their AKs and ammunition. Probably getting it from China.
They used to be $9 a box. $12 a box. Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah, when I started buying it was $3 a box. For the
Well,
same
that was like 20
shit.
years ago.
Keep going. But
okay, 25 years ago.
Yeah, the thing is, everybody ran to YouTube. Oh my goodness, they banned Russian ammo. Everybody run out and buy everything you can now because we'll never get it again, and it's the end of the world. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do without my precious steel case? And you can still buy tons of it, and it's still fairly priced. When you compare it to current prices on everything, it's still there because they didn't read fine print at the bottom that said, well, it actually goes into effect after the contracts have been honored. Well, how long are those in place for? So I'm not saying it'll never go away. I'm not saying PSA will promise to make steel case ammo in America. Why? I have no idea. And somehow or another, never really deliver it on time or really for a competitive price. But it's not even close to the end of the world. But yet everybody had to run to YouTube to be first, like the fake news, without getting their facts straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time somebody bought Chinese M62 by 39?
It's been banned.
Yeah, I've seen people sell it, believe it or not.
Yeah, people have sold it because they've been holding on to it since
Across
the
the border
80s.
to Canada and buy it at Canadian Tire. No, I mean, it's
probably
it's
bought
not
it from
illegal.
them, yeah.
It's not illegal there. So
Yeah, well, unless you get caught by the RCMP.
I bought my fair share of 7.62.
Border Patrol. The RCMP isn't going to, Dudley Do Right ain't going to give a crap about that. It's the Border Patrol. When you pull up there and you show them your documents and, citizenship, reason for being over here, how long you plan to stay. All right, have a nice day, and on you go. And then they hit you up with tolls like you're in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Just make sure your SKS is a 5-round limit.
No.
Fuck off.
No.
That's Canada. You cross over there, I think over that, you're screwed.
That's not Canada. That's New York. You can have a 10-round magazine, but you can't, load it to, 10 rounds.
We're not allowed to have more than 5 rounds in our SKS.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Canada, I would question that. I would want to do the research. Is it on a detachable magazine or a fixed magazine? Because if it's on a fixed magazine,
it's
okay.
both.
So how do you modify an SKS that comes stock with a 10-round fixed mag to fit a 5-round mag? Do you just put a spacer in there, or
spacer or pen weld?
Before they enter Canada, they have to have a little metal stud soldered to the bottom of the what the fuck do you call it?
The end
bottom
plate.
of the magazine? The plate?
Yeah, they either have to be, the metal stud has to be soldered to the bottom of the base plate or to the top of, or to the bottom of the base plate. Or
Could it be riveted?
Riveted only works mainly for pistols.
Okay.
Like my Chris Vector. I have a extended mag for it, and the rivet is in slot 19 or 22, so it can only hold 10 rounds.
Okay.
now are older firearms grandfathered in or no?
No.
Okay.
So, like your Ruger 1022s, you could only have the 10 round block mag, or less than that, because Ruger now has that stupid fucking pistol So you can't have the extended magazines because Ruger now has the
And
pistol.
they'll claim that you could hypothetically put the rifle mag in the pistol because it's the same chassis, et cetera, et cetera.
And like that 50 cal Biowolf that they came out with, you used to be able to fit I think it was 10 or 15 rounds of 223 in the Biowolf magazine,
Right.
The Beowulf, yeah.
but now even the Biowolf is now restricted
Is it?
because you could fit more than 5 rounds in.
Ah, they caught on.
Yeah.
And
Even-
AR platforms too, right?
Even the AR platform pistol, it still has to be pinned at 5.
Let's see. Rocall's saying there's still a ton of companies that make 7.62. $8.99 for some 223 steel case right now. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not fine. You can't find it. Go Shadow says at Night Strike. Really glad I bought my 7.62 by 39 in the 80s. Bought cases $30 to $50 per case. Well, Go Shadow, thank you for showing off and that you have ammo that's almost as old as I am.
Yeah, see, when you were still in diapers, Strike, I was going to gun shows, buying stuff that I could still legally buy before I turned 18. And I was buying it for the day when I get this gun, and the day when I get this gun, and the day when I get this gun. And
I'm sorry for being younger than you, okay?
Well, no. I was thinking ahead, and I said one day I'm going to be old enough to buy it, and one day I'm going to want to. So I'm buying accessories, ammo, mags, repair manuals, special tools, you name it, right? Any sort of thing that I could buy under the age of 18. And later on, when I got older, I bought that gun, and I bought that gun, and I bought that gun, and I bought that gun. So if there's a young person out there listening going, I'm not even old enough to buy a gun, what can I do? Get a cleaning kit, get a sling, get an armorer's manual, I mean, a lot of the stuff I wanted was milsurp, so it was a lot easier to get that stuff. But you can buy magazines, you can buy parts, you can buy a case, you can buy all these things that will nitpick you on price. And when you're sitting there going to buy your first rifle and you already got ear pro, eye pro, a case, shells, spare mags, blah, 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 all you got to do is buy the damn rifle.
There's another thing you could start off with if you're not getting a firearm. Start off with black powder. It's technically not a firearm.
That is true. Like even up here in Canada, like you could go down to Cabela's and buy a musket.
I'm pretty sure you can't buy a black powder gun or black powder itself or caps under the age of 18.
When did that ruling come into effect?
In Canada, in
I don't know
Canada,
about
I believe in Canada it's anything under 16.
I don't know that it's so much a rule or a law. It's one of those things where when you go to check out, they ask for proof of ID. Have you never gone to buy spray paint and they've asked for ID or something else like that? There's certain things that some stores will ask for ID. And yeah, so I'm not saying
like they'll ask for ID for a bloody bit.
Right. I'm not saying that's everywhere all the time, but I've actually had stuff where I've gone to buy black powder at Bass Pro Shop, right? And it is the customer over the age of 18. You know, it's just like they look at me and they go, yeah, he's not only over the age of 18, he's got kids over the age of 18. Give this old man his black powder. So I don't know if that's a company policy or a law, because I didn't start buying black powder stuff until I was in my 20s. But that's just something to be cognizant of. But what if you wanted to buy? What if you wanted to buy spare cylinders? What if you want to get yourself a holster? What if you wanted to get yourself a nipple wrench? Yeah, I know, I said nipple. Things like that. You know, they're not going to check on your age for that.
Well, like up here, it all depends on what kind of county you live in. If you live in a blue county or a red county, it all depends.
Now,
It's not always east versus west or red versus blue.
Oh,
Now-
up here, it's east versus west all the time. Like,
Let me ask
Well,
you
then
this:
you need to split off and become Western Canada.
oh, trust me, we've been trying.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: now, is it forbidden to take any pistol out and actually shoot in the bush off your property?
See what?
In Canada, is it restricted and prohibited to actually shoot a pistol off on your property?
Depends on what county you live in.
Because I know in Canadian law, it's a forbidden thing. It's a restricted firearm.
C&T Design and Arms says you can't buy spray paint if you're under 18. That's weird because I always used to buy spray paint all the time when I was a kid.
Well, it depends on when they change that law. Because I know in the county I live in, they ID me all the time. And I'm almost 40 years old.
I got ID'd for 2 boxes of 5.56 at Cabela's. I'm 50.
Well,
I've gotten ID'd for just drinking alcohol at a fucking restaurant.
well, you're young still. Don't give me that.
Oh,
You're the
you
youngest
got
one in
ID?
here.
No, don't give me that. I bet you've gotten
No,
ID.
no, I'm giving you that, Warsaw, because you're the youngest one in here.
No, but tell me you haven't gotten ID'd on your end on something.
No, I've gotten ID'd for stuff before. Yeah, sure, but I don't hardly get ID'd for some things anymore.
So Warsaw, if you're the youngest, that makes me the second youngest.
No, that would make me the second youngest.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah, I'm the second youngest.
Ah, damn it! That means I'm third. So, but
I'm 38. I'm 38 in September.
I'm pretty sure Squib is the oldest here because he was talking about things during the 80s.
Yeah, Squib's probably seen more Chinese firearms out there than anything.
Yeah. You, why don't
You want
talk
me to start
him?
talking about things in the 70s?
Well, tell us, Squib.
Who remembers disco?
I do.
Oh God!
Squib, what was gas rationing like back in the 70s?
You know, that's the thing. I was alive during that whole embargo deal where the OPEC was not sending over oil and there were supposed to be gas lines and stuff like that. I don't ever remember sitting in a gas line, and we had a car with we had a big boat, and it had a 460 in it. I mean, that thing guzzled gas. I think it was like 3 miles to the gallon. And
460, that was a bloody Ford. You should have burnt that thing when you bought it.
no, it was okay, then it wasn't a 460. What was the Chrysler? What was the Chrysler engine that was that size? I thought that was a
440.
440. You're right. Yep, 440. Yep, that's what it is. 440. You're right. So we had a 440. See how long? See age or memory. First thing to go with age, right? We had a 440 in that thing, and it just guzzled gas. I don't even remember waiting in line for gas. When I started buying gas from my car in the 80s, it was about 78 cents a gallon.
When I first started buying gas, it was, oh, you're talking gallons. What the fuck is that, gallons?
Yeah, you gotta use United States customary units.
Yeah, all those liters. See, people drive over from Windsor and gas up over here because it's cheaper than in Canada. So,
Well, let's just say right now, diesel is $6 a gallon.
dang, it's about $3.60 here a gallon.
Yeah, because when I stopped driving from the U.S. to Canada there back in July, I think it was like $4 a gallon.
Have you seen any people fill up their garbage bags full of gasoline and throw them in the back of their car?
Oh,
I've seen
fucking retards.
I've seen that. That's retarded. That's
I saw
retarded.
some woman
Use a gas
spray her
can.
car with-
Get a jerry can. If you can't get a jerry can or a gas can, don't use bags. Don't. Just don't. There's better
some
options.
woman-
Black garbage bags. Like those things
I know.
melt within seconds.
Yeah.
I know that's the problem.
Well, here's a funny thing. Some woman was actually coating her car with gasoline. I think it was the best way to wash her car. I'm like, no.
It's almost as bad as somebody lining the back of their bed, the bed of their truck, just so they can fill it with gasoline. I've seen that.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Not pretty. You know, instead of like, you know, a pool in the bed of your truck, it's literally gasoline. Don't tell me that's not a hazard.
What's a hazard? Is putting
One spare cigarette butt gone
Yep.
in smoke.
what's
They're
a
literally
hazard?
gone in 60 seconds or less.
Nice strike. What's more of a hazard if you actually have the gasoline behind you while you're driving and you're actually smoking a cig and that goes off, you're dead. You're up in flames.
Travis says, but if you can adjust the exchange rate, diesel up in Canada is probably $4.50 per gallon up there. Probably something like that. DJ Plain Eyes says, I can remember gassing regular for 85 cents in high school. Well, you must be old as dirt.
Yeah, I remember passing up a gas station because it was, I think, 89 cents. And I was not going to pay 89 cents because that was ridiculous. So I went to one that was 87 cents.
Because apparently Travis's exchange rate right now is 128 Canadian to $1 USD.
Hey, you're muted.
Flath,
You're muted.
unmute yourself, buddy. We can't hear you. You got your microphone
muted.
off. Press the microphone button.
All right. So right now, $1, or let's see here.
DJ Plain Ice is saying dirt is younger, is older than
So
him.
one Canadian dollar is 78 cents.
Ooh. Are you sure? No, I'm looking this up.
Yes.
1 USD to 1 CAD. Okay. No, the current exchange rate is $1 American dollar to 128 Canadian dollars.
Yeah. So if you would put one in the Canadian, it would come up at 78 cents.
Well, the exchange rate is saying it's 128 right now.
You're doing it the other way around, though.
Yeah. So if you put one in Canadian, it would come up as 78 cents.
Yes.
USD.
US.
One CAD to USD is 78 cents. But one USD to CAD is 128.
So right now I'm paying $1.58 a liter.
Now is that CAD?
That's Canadian.
No, and how many liters does your tank hold?
125 liters.
Okay, and you were saying it cost you what, 158?
It cost me almost $100. Yeah, it cost me almost $160 to fuel up my truck.
So it says 125 times 158 is 179.5. So in 197.5 it says. So I guess, I mean, let me convert liters to gallons real quick.
3.78.
That way I can figure out what the hell. All right, so it's about 150 gallons. 125 liters is 150 gallons.
No,
Yes.
other way around.
Trying liters.
Because
33 gallons. There we go.
yes.
Blame Google, okay? It's Google. I'm looking all this stuff up because I'm trying to do the mental gymnastics. So let's see. 197.5 CAD to USD. So basically you paid $154.63 for 33 gallons.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry I had to do the math. I know I'm not great at math. Okay. I did not.
Me neither.
Unlike my father, I did not inherit the Asian math gene. I only inherited the good with computers Asian gene.
I dropped out of school and my teacher's telling me all I'd be good for is digging ditches. And here I am freaking pipelining, digging ditches.
So you are digging ditches.
At three times more than what my teachers make.
Well, you know, at least you went to Tim Hortons.
Now,
That's my spiced rum.
Now, here's a question I got.
Or my fireball.
I gotta ask this: is it illegal to have a baseball bat in the back of your car when you're crossing a border into Canada?
No.
It's like say it's a deadly weapon, quote unquote.
Is it illegal going back into Canada with one?
No, I've had a 3-inch fucking wrench in the back of my truck.
Well,
I mean, if you've got one of those big ass wrenches, like the ones that are like this long, I don't know. I'm trying to do this on camera. Ones like this long that literally you have to hold with two hands. It's just a wrench, but it's a huge wrench. You could use that as a weapon if you had to.
Yeah, but baseball bat, pepper
anything
spray,
as a weapon.
Yeah.
You know how many
spray.
times I've crossed the border in the last 2 years with a 2 5/8 friggin' wrench in the back of my truck?
Yeah.
What, the RCMP has never considered that?
No, they're not smart enough.
No, because all I'm going to say is I got to change the damn ball of my hitch every couple hundred miles.
Well, people have gotten arrested for that.
Well, people are
It's
idiots.
probably because they're too stupid to realize what to say.
Yeah. Let's see. Joe Shadow says at Night Strike, look in your general Discord. That was gas and diesel in Alaska in November of 2014. All right, let me screen share this, make sure this works. It's gonna be. Come on, don't do that. Yeah. I don't know if it'll show up. Does that show up? Does everybody see that?
It's dark. I can't.
It's dark.
On it.
460 and what? 468.
460.
Yeah, that's still cheaper than what we're paying.
See, people can't see that on the YouTube side. Hold on.
Nobody wants to pay high fuel prices, but people have a short memory when it comes to what fuel used to cost, and it goes down. There are people, some of which might be on this panel, that weren't alive when Saddam invaded Kuwait, and the next day fuel went from 78 cents to almost $3 a gallon, and people lost their freaking mind. That's back when minimum wage was $3.35 or $4.35 an hour. So yeah people lost it.
I was alive during the Desert Storm, so yeah.
My old man lost his company because of that goddamn fucking thing back in the 80s.
I mean, my uncle was in a tank in Kuwait in Desert Storm.
Good old Abrams.
Yeah, he wasn't an M1. He was in charge of it.
Oh fuck.
But he wasn't on the front. He was on the front lines fighting the Iraqis. He was in the rear.
So getting back to the days when Chinese rifles were not as difficult to get, or Chinese firearms in general. Yeah, people bought them because they were cheap. That's the only reason they bought them. You can buy a gun for under $100, and that was it. I wasn't interested in them.
That's why we still buy them.
I wasn't interested in them at all. They're cheap pieces of junk. They're not well built or anything else like that. If you just want a cheap gun, it's a cheap gun. And that's what it was. My first 3 guns were Chinese, and I got rid of all 3 of them. Today, they'd be worth a lot more money, but oh well. And that's just it. I've looked at 2 different Chinese guns for collecting purposes because I could have bought them back in the day real cheap. And looking at it now, being somebody who collects milsurps, I would want them for that to complete a collection, but that's it. I'm not saying they won't work. I'm not saying that if you have a cheap gun that's bad. What do people say? It's better than a sharp stick.
Right.
Everybody's all about what are the budget guns? What are the discount guns? What are the It's like, dude, get a job and buy something nice. Damn.
So Squib, what you're saying is because you've gotten older, you have become somewhat of a gun snob.
I'm more of an ammo snob because I don't like steel case. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can see somebody setting a limit. Like for the longest time, I had $1,000 limit. And some guns that are over $1,000 ain't worth it. They're not worth it. They're no better than those cheap Chinese guns.
Yeah.
I would rather have
all my Canadian buddies. Buy all the Norinkos you can.
Yeah.
The bullpups for one.
There are people out there that would rather have $1,300 guns than say 10 $1,000 guns. And in my experience, those $1,000 guns are probably going to be better in most cases. Not in every single case, but in most cases, they're going to be better. So quantity over quality, I'm going to go with quality. But when you're young and starting out and you don't know any better, that's one thing. Or, if you want to say you're on a fixed income or a budget, that's choice, dude. That's not something somebody put on you. That's choice. It might be something somebody put on you because you just got divorced, but you'll get past that in a few years. Other than that, that's, or the economy tanks. The economy will come back.
Yeah.
But I think that for somebody learning, somebody starting out, maybe they don't understand the difference. Or what about the new person that goes out and buys that $1,000 gun that is a piece of junk because they don't know any better either. So, yeah, just going with the cheapest is not always the best in my experience.
Well, Squib, I wanted an M1A style rifle, but I wasn't going to pay $1,800 for one that came in a plastic stock. So I got a Polytech, and it came in a wood stock and came with a polymer stock. So I got two stocks for that for about $1,000. So, I shouldn't have had to pay $1,000 for a Chinese made rifle, but at the same time, I saved myself about $800.
Well, you know what? The thing is, there's nothing wrong about buying a cheap firearm. Because the thing is, you can upgrade piece by piece.
Oh yeah, I've really placed like a ton of parts.
Because
on that
you can buy yourself a cheap Norinco firearm.
Mine's a Polytech, not a Norinco.
Or a Polytech, and you know what? Buy yourself a cheap Polytech, then buy yourself a stock for it, buy yourself a receiver for it, buy yourself a trigger. And eventually you will have a top-notch firearm that doesn't resemble a cheap Chinese knockoff.
Now, up in Canada, I know your ARs are banned from actually being used, but what about the bullpups? You can still use those, right? Chinese bullpups?
I have to check the 3,000 firearms that's been banned to check.
Because last time I checked, the Norinco bullpups, I think, were still legal.
No. They banned those rifles, but could you literally just disassemble those rifles and send everything but the receiver somewhere?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Nice.
Or did they ban the uppers too?
They banned everything, the plate thing.
They banned everything. Like my DPMS Bolt Suite 16, I can't tear it down to bare nothing and give the RCMP the lower. It has to be the upper, lower, receiver, stock, everything.
See, and that's why Canada's awful. That's why Canada's awful, folks. Don't ever go to Canada.
I bought that DPMS Bolt Suite 16 10 years ago for $1,100. And over the course of the last 10 years, I've probably put another 2,000 into it. And the RCMP might give me $500 for it.
Joe Shadow says, I don't buy guns based on brand name. Will never buy a Kimber or any other overpriced gun for a name. I built a tack driver rifle for $400. Well, yeah, I mean, you can build your own rifles if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just
I bought a Kimber 1911 Eclipse 2. That was back when Kimber was still Kimber. Not whoever bought them. I can't remember who.
Not remember.
But my Kimber is a Kimber.
All right.
Now, here's a pro with Canada, though. They have the Chinese Type 81 rifle.
Yeah.
We can't have that in the States because it's, prohibited.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know back in the G-Web era there, we're joking about that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I keep bringing up Norinco.
Oh. Thing is, before they banned the Norinco rifle, Norinco anything in the country, they brought a ton in. So it's not like you can't find any Norinco stuff.
I like how
That's
you
if you're
put
looking to find it.
I like how you put it that your kimber is a kimber back when they were kimber. That's a very good way of putting it. There's a lot of people who don't remember kimber. Oh, that rhymed. They don't remember it back when they were their own company, and they were the Cadillac of 1911. Like there was a waiting list to get a kimber. They were very expensive. They
That's
were
just like when I bought my Jericho. Like I say, I bought an IWI Jericho, and everyone's like, "Oh, do you mean like a I can't remember what the Jericho is."
941.
Yeah, a 941, or is it a baby Desert Eagle? It's like, no, it's a
Jericho.
It's a Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ooh.
And a lot of people were saying that the high price and the waiting list were part of the reason why they were good. If they went into mass production, the quality would go down. I go, nah. Well, they went into mass production and the quality went down, but I still don't think it was because they went into mass production. I think it was management cutting corners. Because I see that in automotive all the time. They cut corners to save money, and that's where one of the ways in which you lose quality. The thing is, now there suddenly wasn't a waiting list, and the prices went down. And the models, they increased the number of models that they sold. I'm like, oh, this is a good thing. And then all I ever heard from people were complaints. And there are people that are just, I'll never own one. It's like, if you got an old enough one and you shot it, you'd be like, damn, this is a Kimber? I mean, they were stabbed. The one you've got is one of the good ones.
Yeah, because I got a custom Eclipse too, and like I've probably put shooting coyotes and other animals on my property. I probably put damn near 500 rounds to that damn thing, and it hasn't jammed, it hasn't stovepiped, it hasn't double cycled, and like it's a damn good pistol. And like everyone I talk to now that says that they own a Kimber, they're all saying that they're junk. It's like, well, I don't know. Mine is awesome.
Has that been banned yet?
No, because trappers are still allowed to use pistols for trapping.
Well, the keyword on emphasis. Yeah.
Yeah, yet.
Emphasis on keyword. Excuse me.
But no, like everything right now on the prohib list is long-barreled rifles.
Yeah, and nobody's turned them in.
As of right now, I think only 3 people in Canada has turned in long rifled barrels.
Yeah. I heard the numbers like 162 rifles have been turned in. That's it.
Yeah.
So far. Overall,
according to the news I've heard, only 3 people has turned in their rifles. The rest are probably
government
kicking indoors.
Probably.
Because the province of Alberta has finally hired their own chief firearms officer.
Uh-huh.
And she is very, very right wing. So, like, this idiot we got in our province, yeah, he's an idiot, but at the same time, he's hiring all the right people to protect us.
Yeah.
Because Alberta hasn't had an actual chief firearms officer in 50 or 60 years or something. And he's actually trying to implement his own provincial police force.
Isn't that against your laws?
Nope.
No. Oh.
Nope. Quebec has their own provincial police. Ontario has their own provincial police.
Is that like your local sheriff's department or something?
In a way, yes.
Because
But
I know you've got you got provinces instead of states up there. Do you have counties, or is there a smaller version?
Alberta
province?
has counties. BC has municipalities.
Right.
Saskatchewan has municipalities. Yeah, I think it's only Alberta and Newfoundland and New Brunswick that has counties.
Because here it's pretty simple. You got the state level, you've got county level, and then you got city level, or town,
Yeah,
or town, depending on how big the city or town
Yeah.
is.
like me, I live in Alberta, so Alberta has RCMP. Edmonton has Edmonton Police, and Calgary has
Right.
Calgary Police.
Here in the United States, it's this is just a generalization, okay? So some other states might be different, but normally it goes like, whether if you're in a town or a city, it goes, that town or city's police. Then it goes, the county sheriff, which encompasses many cities, and it's the whole county.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to like state police. And,
And
then
like,
then you got the whole federal police and whatnot.
and like Alberta, we have RCMP, Edmonton Police, Calgary Police, and then we have sheriffs who are involved with courts.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just generalizing, so I know there's more law enforcement out there here in the United States. I was trying to keep it basic. Okay.
Yeah, because you guys have counties, you guys have
we have county
city-
sheriff. We have sheriffs, county sheriffs, which take care of the counties, but they're an elected official instead of appointed like a police chief, because police chiefs are appointed usually by the city or town mayor, whereas the sheriff is elected by the people.
And that is what Alberta is trying to go towards.
I mean, it's not a bad system, but
No, it's not. I actually have no problem with that, because every county has their own issues. The county I live in is more of a rural area, so we have different issues than the major cities like Edmonton and Calgary. And it's hard to explain, because right now, Alberta is kind of in that transition of going from a federal police station, a federal police system, to a provincial county police system.
right. So
And Jason Kenney, our premier, he actually made law, what was it, 2-3 years ago, that even the DOT and sheriff are allowed to carry firearms.
And when I was saying state police, I mean highway patrol, because that's our basically state police here in the United States. It's usually the state's highway patrol.
Yeah. We don't have a highway patrol. If we have an issue, it's call whatever bloody town you're close to.
Right.
So when you're driving, it's like, okay, well, what town am I close to? And you got to Google that town and that precinct, and then call in, and hoping to God that you're not out of their jurisdiction and entering another jurisdiction.
Well, it's based on province, right?
Yes and no.
Okay. BC
and Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Guy that comments, I wish they had one. Yeah. Guy that comments says Canada has a Royal Civilian Marksmanship Program. I don't think they do.
No, we do.
You do?
Yeah. To become a police officer in Canada, you have to have a marksmanship certification certification.
Okay, that's different than what we've got. So, so no, you don't.
So, like our RCMP have to match the military because the RCMP is the oldest military regiment in Canada.
I mean, why are they still mounted? I mean, can't they unmount these days?
It's
I have to make that joke because if they're one, as you said, they're the oldest there, and they're the most recognized down here in the United States.
okay. Well, how about this? How about the U.S. Scouts? Are they still mounted?
Do we even
Or
have
do
the
they-
scouts still?
Yes,
Yeah.
they all drive tanks.
Hmm.
So yes, they are mounted.
Yes, they are mounted. Yeah. So they need to dismount. Only when they're not doing their business, obviously. But no, obviously I'm joking. But yeah, okay. I get what you're saying now. It's just like it's one of those things like they've been doing that for so long. Shouldn't they unmount by now? You know?
Actually, historically speaking, they weren't the RCMP. They were actually the Western Mounted Police because Louis Riel, the Prime Minister of Canada back in the 1800s, Louis Riel? Or was Louis Riel the fundamental? I can't remember. But the Prime Minister during the Louis Riel and something issued during the American Indian Wars, he needed to drive back the Native Americans, so he created the Western Mounted Police, which later turned into the RCMP in Western Canada.
Mm. Was there an Eastern Mounted Police at that point?
No, because they were all trying to go after the Blackfoot, the Cree, and all that in Western Canada.
Okay. So it was lawless in the eastern part of Canada then.
In Western Canada. So BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, before Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba became part of Canada.
Oh, we don't talk about Manitoba here. Every person I've met from Manitoba are assholes. It's like 4 people in a row. Your mic's muted, by the way. I don't know if I can unmute. I can't unmute. You got to unmute yourself, Flat. So, you're in the bathroom. All right. There we go.
Stay muted.
Stay muted. Stay muted for now. But yeah, that's what happens when people turn their cameras on. Yeah. All right. Let's go through some of the comments.
Okay.
Warsaw Patriot saying, I got to watch more on what the CCFR is doing.
Okay.
That's the citizen. That's the Canadian Citizens Firearms.
The Canadian Federation of Firearm Rights.
Yeah, firearms rights. Yeah, right. I'm bad at acronyms. Okay. Guy that comments says match the military so free M1 Garand. No, they don't have a CMP, which you can buy an M1 Garand with, from in Canada. It's different now up there. M1 Garand. Warsaw says M1 Garands are not restricted in Canada, as far as we know. They haven't been prohibited yet.
Yeah, I'm not 100% positive on that. I'll take his advice because ever since our fucking retard prime minister banned like 200 plus firearms, I haven't
They call him Trudeau, but I've seen pictures and he looks more of a Castro Jr.
His mom was an actress who slept around a lot.
It's true.
That is the ongoing.
That from what I hear, the whole thing is that he's Castro Jr. And with the way he's running Canada right now, he sure shows it. Oh, but
For someone who cried at Castro's funeral, yeah, I wouldn't doubt he would be his fucking retarded son.
Emphasis on retard. Emphasis.
You know, it's a Sunday afternoon in Canada. Why are you drinking Tim Hortons? Why aren't you drinking Labatt?
Haven't you been paying attention every time I fill that Timmy's cup?
No, we haven't.
Ah, man.
You're drinking Fireball. Okay.
Kids drink that shit, man.
I know, and it tastes awesome with water.
Is that where the term firewater comes from?
It's also 3:00 in the afternoon for me since I'm night shift.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, you got to go in later?
Well, luckily I got tonight off, so I could be as reckless as I want.
Guy that comments says is Bob from Manitoba. No, Bob is not from Manitoba.
No, but he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's like the only Manitoban I've met that's not an asshole.
No, he's from the Winnipeg area.
Huh.
He lives. Last time I talked to him, he was living with a relative in Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Anyways, put that down. Night Strike. Yeah. It would be worse if Trudeau was the son of Che Guevara. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's almost just as bad.
At least he would have stayed in South America.
Ghost Shadow says, I've seen many Alaska state troopers that can't shoot worth a damn. Seen one totally miss a target at 7 yards. Guy that comments says steampunk cavalry. I don't think it's that bad. Oh.
Oh, fuck.
C&T Design and Arms says that's giving retards a bad name. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm Canadian words.
Yeah, I know.
I know a lot of special people that are more intelligent than that fucking retard.
Yeah, sadly, I know a lot of them too.
Speaking
and I know
of
a lot,
Canadian
and
words,
I know two people that's been in the Special Olympics who's more intelligent than him.
That's funny.
do you pronounce it Garand or Garand?
Garand.
Garand?
Garand.
Okay.
No, it's Garand.
He's a Canadian. Don't ask him. Because if we go much further, you'll ask him, is it A or is it A?
Oh, don't get me started on that. I had an argument with someone on YouTube or on Facebook on that one.
You know,
these friggin' guys like A with a like, what was it? A YH. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's EH apostrophe.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, all right.
Hey,
You know,
EH, not YH. Like, yay. Oh, yeah.
the rabbit holes we go down.
Tabernacle.
So, Foss, you're being quiet over there.
Just listening.
Are you hiding in your hidey hole?
No, I'm in the Freedom Garage next
You're
to
in the Freedom Garage.
Freedom Furnace and the Freedom Water Heater.
He's listening as the Canadian gets more and more drunk.
Is that a shower curtain on the side over there?
No, it's a backdrop.
Okay, it's a backdrop.
The
Okay.
table that I do most of the videos is right over there.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Night Strike. If you had to choose from traveling to Mexico or Canada, I'd rather be in Canada over Cartel Land Mexico. Night Strike, what would you pick? I bet you would pick Mexico. I would not want to go. No offense, Flath, but I wouldn't want to go either places. Anywhere I can't bring my gun with me, I don't want to go.
Canada, I hate to say it, but Canada's a less restrictive California.
According to who?
According to California law.
They can still have rifles. Yeah, they have to be featureless, but they can still have all those AR-15s.
I don't need a bullet button.
Yeah, they don't. They outlawed the bullet button too.
But you know what? No Canadian law is preventing me from shooting coyotes on my property.
Yep. Ting Ting's out there. Hey Ting Ting, how's it going? But yep, it's just I don't have to worry about that here in South Carolina either. I don't have to have a permit for that.
South Carolina. Ooh, I got someone I want you to hunt down, but that would be illegal.
I don't hunt people down. No.
Slap someone then.
Plenty of nice people in Canada.
I could probably get away with yelling at them outside their car or something, but that's about as far as I can go.
Do you have mutual combat down in South Carolina?
I don't think so. I think they got rid of that whole duel thing.
Darn.
Yeah. I would challenge them to a duel, but dueling went out of style early 1900s.
Still punching.
No, that's assault. Technically.
And
I don't want to get arrested for assault. I could say strongly worded things, but that's about it. Warsaw says California is lifting their AR-15 restrictions. Yeah. To who?
In who? What decade?
In which decade? All right. So.
Yeah, Woods is saying we have mutual combat in Washington. I wasn't sure if we still had it. That just means you can agree to a fight and then fight.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't mean whoever wins the fight, can't get arrested or thrown in prison or jail.
It does mean that.
It's supposed to mean that as long as you don't kill them.
Guy that comments, I gotta laugh at his comment.
Oh God, he's got a lot of those comments.
Canada is a cold California.
Ooh.
But you know what? We don't have as many millennials.
Did they all die off in the ice?
Well, it all depends on what part of Canada those. Because I'm 37, and 40 below C. I'm still wearing shorts.
That's wrong.
As you can see,
that's too cold for me.
There's more
it's
people
everyday
in
life.
California than Canada.
It's like 40 degrees Celsius is what?
40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
It's the same.
What about negative 40 degrees Celsius?
It's the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong.
There's 39 million.
So your colder than a witch's tit is the same as our colder than a witch's tit.
Isn't 38 a millennial?
We don't talk about that, Baron.
It depends on what stat you listen to.
We don't talk about that, Baron. Stop.
I'm that weird generation that's like in between X and millennial.
I'm only 1 year older than you.
Probably by a couple of months.
Probably just by months. August.
It's September.
Okay, maybe a year and a month then. So. Oh God, Warsaw is yelling Australia.
Oh, fuck Australia. I got my
At
buddy
least
that
Canada
lives
is not what Australia is turning into. Oh, you mean that police state off the coast of Indonesia? Oh. I think that's right. I think that's
guy that comments, fuck you.
He pushes
Canada is basically a lame Seattle, aka Vancouver, and a nicer Detroit, aka Toronto area,
Ooh.
and the rest doesn't have people.
Oh. No. See, guy that comments, you're wrong. The joke is most of Canada's population is only 50 miles from the United States border. That's the joke.
Yeah. And I live 150 miles north of that border.
That's the joke. Most of Canada's population lives 50 miles from the U.S. border because any further north you go, it's too cold. Which technically is true in a sense.
Depends. Like my mom, she lives in Okanagan Falls, which is what, an hour and a half from Omak? Yeah.
I mean, in Canada, what's the most northern town in Canada?
Town or city?
Town or city doesn't matter. What either or. Take your pick.
Like Iqaluit. Iqaluit. I think it's Iqaluit. Oh, that is hours upon hours upon hours of North Bay.
Okay.
Where's my Google Maps?
Does anybody live on the Northern Islands?
Shit. Zoom out. Iqaluit, Nunavut.
All right.
I think that is Iqaluit, Northwest. Iqaluit, Nunavut is the most northern city in Canada.
Night Chef says Alaskans glaring down like pathetic. Wow. Come on, Night Chef. That's not nice.
Hi to what?
Warsaw Patriot says in Canada, people shoot maple syrup up their arms rather than heroin.
Not true. I know a lot of heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Maple flavored heroin?
Okay, that person's getting banned.
Is Canada all like Letterkenny? You know what? I have never watched an episode of Letterkenny.
Moving that from there. And
Warsaw Patriot. Canadian maple syrup is the best. Well, unless you like buying crap from communists, sure. In Letterkenny, I can't remember if that is Saskatchewan or Manitoba. I remember seeing their crap before they went to Stack TV. I think they're Manitoba, I think.
Americans are even buying former communist AK rifles and SKSs. Yes.
Oh, we've been
Communism is
buying.
everywhere these days, and Tokarevs. No, not Americans aren't buying Tokarevs because they're awful pistols. I mean, not even Scrib has a Tokarev these days,
Um,
right? Scrib?
can I say I bought a T-33?
I have 4.
You actually have Tokarevs?
Wait. 5. I'm losing count.
I thought you didn't like cheap handguns.
Milsurps, collectibles.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, I got myself a T-33, and
TT-33, right?
no, the T-33, Tokarev 33.
I thought it was TT-33.
Maybe for you American standards. But yeah, no, they're a T-33. They are a 7.62 by 29.
I think it's 25.
I can't remember. And then yeah, a bunch of Russian SKSs. We tried to avoid the Chinese SKSs.
Yeah.
Because the stocks are about 3 inches shorter than they should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. All right. I'm running out of things to talk about. Someone bring up a topic.
Talk more shit about Canada.
No, well, screw Canada.
Fuck you
Canada
too.
It's a beautiful place. I've been to BC. I've been to Quebec, Toronto. I only met a couple assholes.
So you met the French.
They were actually all the ones I met in Quebec were okay. Didn't have any problems.
You didn't meet any Quebecois?
They understood that I barely spoke any French. I failed 2 years of French in high school, so I have a rudimentary understanding of some French.
Dude, I'm Canadian and they don't care. As long as you talk to the generation that are 35, let's say 40 and under, they don't fucking care.
I mean, the only French I know is what I've heard in American songs and what little Cajun I picked up. They wouldn't understand a word I'd say.
If you want to know a swear word in French, it's tabernacle.
Okay.
Tabernacle is the get by everything swear word.
Mad Sexy wants me to tell you it was him that you banned.
I know. And if he doesn't, if he wants to come back, he come back with a normal name instead of a name like that. He can't use my name. My name is copyrighted. He has to use his own, not mine.
What name did he use?
It says sex version of Night Strike. He can't use that. I'm trying to keep it like PG-14, so that's not PG-14.
He said he changed it back to his normal name.
That's great. He'll have to wait for the 5 minutes, 300 seconds to wait it out.
What is that in metric?
I don't know. It's like 5 minutes. Yeah. So just wait out 5 minutes. Let's see.
That is a pretty cool stat, though. The 90% of Canadians live within 100 miles of the border.
Yeah.
And 50% of Canadians live below Washington State.
Well, what's Washington State?
Yeah, no, and Canadian lives would be a lot better if they would have joined the U.S. back in, what was that, 1890 something? Because the rest of Canada would all be conservative.
Not necessarily. With your luck, you might have been Democrat.
No. Not the way we live.
To a rule.
Yeah, what mob rule?
I was a former Democrat.
Well, that's because you didn't know any better. I've never been a Democrat. I've always been a
Bullshit.
registered
Everybody who was
Republican.
a kid was a Democrat.
I was a registered. No, I've always been a registered Republican.
Oh, you did
Always.
support Obama?
I was born Republican.
I was hardwired that way too.
I was born Republican. Okay.
Nice strike. You tell me you didn't support Obama when he first came into power.
No, I didn't.
Bullshit. You didn't vote for
It was
him.
funny.
Okay, listen. It is. I'm not going to say it on air. But it's another
Yes,
guy
that,
claiming
yes.
asking for change, and we got change. It just wasn't the change we wanted. He didn't necessarily
you guys
lie, but he
definitely
didn't
got change
necessarily
for
follow through either.
You guys definitely got change for health care because we know that your health care is definitely going to have to pay for that fucking retard.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
That
So
dementia patient.
considering Warsaw, he came from your state.
Actually, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he did.
Uh-huh. Look at who he was a senator of before he became president.
Well, technically,
actually,
he came from Hawaii.
He came from Kenya, and
And they claimed that his father was a communist.
and then he was a state senator in Illinois.
So,
Just saying.
yeah, he took over the senator seat from what that one guy, what was it, Blagojevich or something like that?
No, Ryan, wasn't it? After the sex scandal. That's what allowed Obama to come in. I thought. Am I mixing up my stories?
No. Blagojevich tried to take his Senate seat. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because he got elected president. That's what that was. Yeah. So that's fun. Oh, you guys remember that that hair product he tried to do? Because it was in the news at one point where the former Illinois governor Blagojevich tried to make his own hairstyle mousse, which was called Blago. I don't know if you can buy it anymore, but still, it's pretty funny.
Oh, great! Now you got me fixed on that incident where some guy, a woman glued her hair.
It was a volumizing shampoo, is what it was, and conditioner. Blago. Their website's still up, by the way. Blagohair.com. Apparently, you can still buy it. That's hilarious. Oh, that's great.
Hey, nice trick. Would you use Gorilla Glue for your hair?
No, I would not.
Like that last year where you said that woman. She even left her hair like that for a whole month.
Go Shadow says at Nice Strike, the 30 super carry, the cut down 30 carbine round. Yeah, I know they did that, but honestly, no.
I got a question. Who here watches the Fat Electrician on YouTube?
Who?
The Fat Electrician on YouTube.
I saw his.
I watched
name for the
Electric
first
Boom.
time. I haven't watched any of his videos.
Oh fuck, he should. He's like pro-military and shit like that. Fucking hilarious fucking guy. Fucking talks about all the different fucking U.S. Regiments. Fucking hilarious. Oh fuck, it's goddamn fucking raining.
And guy that comments, no, I'm not racist, and I know I did not vote for Obama in 08.
You support him though.
I did, though when it was time to reelect George W. I was old enough to vote. I voted for George W. Second time around.
Yeah, so Senator Jack Ryan, after his scandal, was replaced by Alan Keyes, who lost to Obama for his first term in the Senate.
Well, do you remember? Well, as I was mentioning, the governor, Blagojevich, he tried to sell Obama's Senate seat at one point, and that's why he got in trouble. Along with other things, they got him on something else entirely for prison, but still, he got in trouble for it.
But I'm just saying I was right. Just want it on the record.
Okay, because again, it's in the Wikipedia article. But anyways, enough about Illinois because nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Yeah, I don't care either. So, guy comment says I carry 38 Super, 430 Super. Yeah, honestly, I'd rather get an auto mag, in 30 carbine instead of getting 30 Super. So, but again, those auto mag, I'd have to get I think it's the auto mag 4, which is 30 carbine. No, the 4 I think is in 10 millimeter. Maybe I'm thinking of 3. The Automag 3 is in 30 carbine. And 9 millimeter Winchester Magnum. I'd rather get in 30 carbine just because, well, it's 30 carbine. And yes, I'm talking about the AMT Automag 3.
I think you need to get that spiker from PSA United Strike.
And I think you need to shut the hell up.
Come on, you know you want it.
I think you need to, take the largest, dirtiest sock you have in your laundry and just put it in your mouth and shut up.
Don't be like Yankee, all right?
I'm not buying a Tokarev, and I'm not buying a Spiker AK.
Why?
No, I don't want it. If I wanted one, I'd have one, and I don't have one.
You're telling me you don't like a Type 56?
I don't want one. I already have a Type 56.
It's a folding bayonet.
No.
My goodness, you're missing out.
At Night Strike, tell Warsaw Patriot to calm his tits. That seems to work out. Okay, apparently Daniel says calm your tits, Warsaw.
Yeah, he's irrelevant right now.
Well, that's what he says. So.
Yeah, I guess you're going to turn down a 74.
Yeah, I don't want to. If I'm going to get a 74, I'll probably get a PSA one. At that point, I may have to pay ridiculous prices for it. And I don't want to pay ridiculous prices, but, I don't see any shit going down lately. Sadly. Let's see what happens, but I'm not paying $1,000 for an AK. I'm sorry.
How much would you pay for an AR?
I'll build one at that point. I can probably build an AK for like $600-700 as opposed to paying $1,000.
Not gonna happen.
So
the barrels are $200 right now.
Well, that's the barrels. So
let me tell you this: if you're gonna pay $1,000 for an AR, you can buy an AK-74 for $1,000.
I'm not gonna buy an AR for $1,000. I'll build a PSA.
Bullshit, I bet you have.
Listen, most of my ARs are either Anderson and PSA builds or just straight PSA builds.
And what's a PSA build cost you usually?
Usually between $400 and $500.
Okay, with other accessories you got to buy for that too.
No, that's just I just build the base rifle. Okay, no, I build no thrills rifles with just either the carry handle or the Magpul MOE flip up sight, because that's all I need. Iron sights. I have a couple red dots. I don't have that many scopes.
No,
But I'm not a big guy that says I need to slap on a scope more expensive than the rifle. I'm not one of those people.
would you think you want to partner with one of your rifles?
I'm probably gonna have to sell 2 of my ARs right
What
now.
about your Mosin?
I'm not selling that Mosin. I just got that Mosin. I just shot that Mosin. I love that thing. I'm not getting rid of it.
Good luck finding the ammunition for it though.
I've got ammo for it right now. Not a lot, but I got some.
What about your?
Is there suddenly a shortage of 7.62 by 54 rim?
No, he doesn't have a lot.
The only place I've been able to find it is PSA, and they want $20 a box of 20.
That's about right. That's about normal.
Yeah, that's a little more than I can pay for right now. So I'm budgetly challenged. So, you don't like it, Squib. That's just how it is.
No, but if you want to,
I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying this my problem.
No, but if you want to send me Fortnite Strike, I'd help you out. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, well, maybe later on. Not right now. I'm not buying any guns right now. I have to sell a couple more, unfortunately, because I need the money. So
everybody needs money. The market's all messed up right now.
Exactly, that's the problem.
I wonder how the stock market's going to be affected by this.
Oh, just wait. I bet you in the next few months, it'll either go down or in June or July, it'll tank.
I mean, do you think it's going to be a lot worse than the Big Short?
I think it's going to be worse than it was last year. I see this year being worse than last year.
What do you think on this, Squib?
This what?
The market, the economy. Everything, the price is going up the wazoo.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Well, bullshit, it's not.
I suppose if you're poor, you might look at it that way, but no, it's really not. Actually,
Doesn't matter if you're middle class or poor, dude. It's got to take everything into consideration right now.
Such as the fact that there's more work than there's labor, that the shortages and everything is going to drive the economy, even if our politicians screw it up, that not everything has gone up in price, that there's lots of opportunity out there, more so than there normally is. I mean, shall I go on?
I mean, you're not going to be worried about an economic collapse like the Big Short?
Nope.
All right, and
The
save
economy
your
goes
what's
up,
going to happen
the
out of
economy
that?
goes down. The economy it goes back and forth. It does. Are we going to have a really bad, recession or depression next? It's always a possibility. We'll have, we'll do really good, then it'll be bad, then it'll come back up. If it didn't go bad, it can't just keep going up and up and up and up and up and not stop. How you survive when it goes bad is how you survive when it goes bad. But I don't see it going bad for a while yet. Once the economy stabilizes, where the laws of supply and demand are kind of met there, then I would be watching and seeing what is it doing. Are we slowing down? Are we staying steady? Are things improving? But right now, all the shortages that everybody's bitching about is the exact reason the economy has not collapsed.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Out of the 5 of us, who's at work right now?
Let me guess. You are, Squib.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't arguing with you. I was just saying, yeah.
I heard that. I heard the little Okay.
No, that wasn't a tiff. If you're gonna argue with me, you don't need to be here. You can go back and do what you're doing. But that wasn't what you heard, and what you think you heard, you're wrong. So get over it. Anyways, moving on. I mean, Ghost Shadow's mentioning, grocery prices doubling.
Wonder how much pizza-
Oscar Mayer bacon, 1 pound is $9 now. It was half of that last year.
I wonder how much pizza's going up.
Guy that comment says that was rude, Night Strike. Well, you know what? I didn't like his attitude either, and I wasn't. That's not what I was saying. I was saying yes, and he didn't hear all the whole thing. But he wanted to give me an attitude. He's still here. He hasn't left yet.
No, dumbass, it wasn't you. It's Patriot that made that sound, but that's fine. Okay? You want to take it upon yourself to talk about something that the sound didn't come from you, go right ahead. I don't care. It's your show.
Okay. All right. So if you were going after Patriot, you didn't say that.
My
It sounded
God,
like you were going
get
after
over
me.
it.
I don't care if somebody disagrees with me.
I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm devil's advocate on the subject.
Oh my
Jesus.
God, I can't stand that bullshit. That's so fake. Look, everybody wants to sit there. Everybody wants to sit there and bitch about the economy, right? Everybody wants to say, "Get a fucking job." Problem solved.
Yeah. Speaking of our elections and words, it doesn't make any damn difference at this point. If people would stop buying on unemployment, then it would solve all the problems.
Daniel gives a $2 super chat saying hashtag don't be poor. I'm trying not to.
It does help.
It does help, but I'm trying not to, but it's not easy. What sound? Make the sounds loud enough for all of us to hear so we can have a better bitch session. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, Vanessa.
Neither do I.
I really don't. I'm not in the mood to argue with people. I really don't want to argue. So, again, if anybody wants to jump in and change the topic and talk about something entirely different, the link to the chat is at the top, so you're more than welcome to.
You think the CMP is gonna get rack grades and field grades and surface grades back in stock?
Hopefully they will.
Right now, all they got is the
We got another
expert grade.
We got another $2 super chat from Daniel saying, "Night Strike, you need to buy a CNC machine, not a gun." Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, get one of those desktop ones.
Yeah, but I really don't feel like paying $5,000 for it. That's just it.
I want one of those ones that'll do it's a 3D printer, little CNC, and a laser engraver all on one.
I'm not going to even ask. How much are those?
I don't remember.
Those are probably even way beyond my price point at this point.
Now, is that something that's expandable? Is that something that is it just for small jobs, or can you add to it? Or
I don't think so. The one I remember saying was kind of it looked like maybe the size of like the Ender 3, Ender 5, so not real big. And I honestly don't remember how much it was. It just was something I thought was kind of cool that you could do a lot of stuff with it.
That does sound kind of cool. I mean, I would advise you not to make a metal credit card with it, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, don't make a metal credit card with it, but
Yeah,
do other cool stuff.
don't think wrong thoughts, because
Yeah,
get in trouble.
don't do gun stuff with it unless you have a license.
Well,
Or at least
okay. So
don't videotape it.
how far does that go, though? So
I don't know.
I understand you make a receiver, right? That's something that you got to have definitely a federal firearms license for, a manufacturer's license, right? But if you made springs, right? If you laser cut an existing part, you were buying like dust covers and you were laser etching them, or if you made, I don't know, I guess like plastic guide rods, right? Why anybody would want one, but different things that you could do. I'm not sure that. I suppose I'd go see a lawyer first to make sure that you don't need something special just because it's a certain
Didn't
kind
they
of
make
part.
those lowers that have the little indentation where you drill the third hole? Didn't they make those like against the rules too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's been like that for a while.
It's the liberal use of intent that the ATF uses, where you have this thing and that thing, and then they try and say, well, you have the intent of doing something with those, where it's a picture on a card. But
Well, intent is one of those things that's pretty difficult to prove in court, but that doesn't mean that the federal government and the powers that should not be won't use their authority to go after people, even when they don't necessarily have the evidence to back up what they're claiming.
they have unlimited resources, so they can do do it if they want.
Clovertac is saying you don't have to have a license to make a receiver, only if you're making them to sell them. And that's only if you're making a semi-auto receiver. If you can't make a full auto receiver, even if you're just making it for yourself, because it's still against the law, because it violates the Hughes Amendment.
If you have a Class 3 SOT, you can.
If you have a Class 3 SOT, you can, but you have to have a license for that. So
Yeah, but my angle was, Clover, you're going to invest in this machine, and it's just a toy for home, I guess. I'm not saying you have to have it as a business, but I would think a machine that laser engraves, is a plastic 3D printer, and what was the other thing? It's got a lathe on it or something?
Yeah, like a CNC. lathe.
Yeah, like a CNC.
all right.
Yeah, CNC machine. I would look at something like that as something you would use as a business that you're starting up in your garage.
All right. We got another $2 super chat from Daniel saying, Night Strike, will you do Honda's Nair challenge for $100? I don't know what that is. I'm not up to date on that. What is that, Honda?
Well, it's nothing that I invented, just so you know.
Well, he says it's yours. It's your hair challenge.
It was on my chat. It was suggested that someone drop in a $100 super chat, and in exchange, I would nair the nether regions. And I told them that's like not nearly enough money to do that kind of thing. And if they want proof, too bad. So
Yeah, I wouldn't pay to see your junk.
I'd rather shave it with the an electric razor than nair it. I'm just saying.
No, you probably wouldn't. If you've ever had to, I got snipped, so I had to. It's not.
Tell us more, Foss. This is more interesting than topics we've been talking about. Go
It's
for
not fun.
it. All right. We got another
Not that
super
bad.
chat from Daniel saying those desktop CNC machines are toys, not a business.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
how much do
what
those
he's saying.
things cost?
Well, I've seen some. I've seen I was looking at the Bantam CNC machine. That thing is $5,000.
Yeah,
that's a
about
desktop
what I thought.
CNC machine. Then there's the Ghost Gunner, which is $2,500.
Like, if it was a thing where it's like, hey, it's $200 to rent it and for us to send it to you. You press the button to hit start on your 80%. It does everything for you. And then when you're done, you send it back and that's all you pay. And then they send it to the next guy or whatever,
Yeah.
That would be something.
Yeah, well, the way the law is defined, you can't rent the equipment. You can only sell the equipment. So you'd have to sell it for $200 and then, have it you know, and then and sell it back to them for 200 in order for that kind of thing to work. You see what I'm saying?
Or
Well,
sell it for like 25 and buy it back for 23 or something.
Exactly, something like that. Yeah.
Then there's the ATF saying that you have to own all the tools. You can't have any help.
Right.
So you run into that too.
Yeah. So, let's see. What else? Apparently Vanessa Kitty may be getting a cow farm. That's interesting.
Up in Montana, it's called the Yellowstone.
No, I'm not up to date on that TV series, sadly.
Have you started watching it?
I've seen the first season, but I haven't gotten any further than that.
It sucked me right in. I watched the entire thing in a week.
Wow.
God damn.
That's, I mean, how did you manage doing that? Waiting tables?
I don't know how I afford it.
I don't know either.
Have
Gosha
you
says
seen
at Night Strike,
1883?
if Honda narrowed his nether regions, he would be on news. Florida man moved to Colorado and got severe chemical burns to his genitals. May have to amputate. Ooh. Wow, that's mean.
I told them that I wasn't going to do it on account of my narrow urethra.
Ting is mentioning how she learned how to use a Bridgeport lathe and mill from her dad when she was younger. Still need to get them out of storage. Oh, you still have those? The lathe and the mill? Nice. So
I was like playing with lathes.
I did too. I've used the lathe before. I know how to use a lathe. I know how to use a mill, and believe it or not, I actually do know how to use a CNC machine. So it's been a while because I took a bunch of courses in high school where they teach you how to use a lathe, a mill, and a CNC machine all in the same class. So, you know, I know how to use it. Though it was the ones that school had, not the ones that I'd probably go out and buy for myself. So I'd have to learn all over again. But you know, what's the problem there?
Have you seen those wish.com or whatever? I don't know if it's wish.com, but they're
You mean those Chinese stuff?
Cheap little tiny lathes that you could make like something on potentially. I don't know what they're good for.
Yeah. Clovertack is saying what you do is you make friends with the machinist. Done. He has 2 friends who own machine shops. So that's what you do. All right.
Or buy your stuff at Harbor Freight.
Oh, George is here. All right.
Yeah, I've been here for 5 minutes. I didn't want to interrupt.
At Night Strike, get Honda to show you the motorcycle wreck he showed us last week. It's worth a watch. Not right now. I'm not in the mood for motorcycle wrecks. You know.
Oh, the one with the fence. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't watch that.
Lord, it was.
I've actually had 2 family friends that were killed on motorcycles. So I'm not.
This
really...
guy wished he was killed.
Seriously, this guy wishes he was dead after this.
Yeah, I don't doubt it because you could get seriously messed up in motorcycle crashes.
He turned a fence into a hedge trimmer and then rode it with his dick.
I mean, you know, let's put it this way. The family friends, they tried to put the bodies back in the right place, but after you're twisted up like a pretzel, you don't untwist easily. Let's just put it that way. It's pretty gnarly. At that point, don't open casket. I'm telling you that right now. That was a mistake.
I mean, we're talking the reasons why I stopped riding a motorcycle right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's, you know, they're fun. They're nice, but in your area though, Honda, you get a lot of ice on the road out there, don't you?
Well, I mean, not during riding season, but yeah, I mean, it shortens the riding season significantly for me anyway. When I had a motorcycle, because that potential for slick roads made me not want to ride a lot.
That's what I was getting at. I was leading up to that, but yes. So
it was more that everyone's high and you can smell them smoking their weed in their cars around me, and like you're at a stoplight and you're like, "Who's smoking a blunt?" You're looking around, you know, like you don't notice it when you're in a car. because you're encapsulated and there's like filtered air and all that stuff. But if you're on a motorcycle, you can smell everything everyone's doing. Like, oh, that guy's got a head gasket, and this guy needs an oil change, and they're smoking reefer, and this guy likes menthols, and
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't want to smell that either if I was on a motorcycle. I'd would be filtered, honestly.
I will ride again once the kids are past their formative year. Once they leave for college and they're like, don't need dad so much anymore, then I'll buy a motorcycle again.
Didn't you say also when that happens, you might move to Texas or something?
I don't know what I'm doing. Life
Like,
is a
you said Texas or Oklahoma or something like that.
Hey, you could move close to us for me and Matt.
I'll be in Oklahoma in a month or so here.
Yeah,
I'm Wanamaker.
I'm not going to Wanamaker. I can't do it this year. So
that's too bad.
Yeah. CloverTech is saying, anyone else file their taxes yet? My return was just accepted, so fingers crossed. Yeah. Yep. It's getting that time. Let's see.
We usually file ours as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Get it done with.
I'll be doing mine.
You get your return back faster if you're in early.
Yeah.
CloverTech
I'll be doing mine next week.
For the good machine
Time
tools,
for the
you need
Chickasee
access to
go.
3-phase power in a lot of areas that is hard to do. It is if you need 3-phase power. The only alternative is to get a generator that does 3-phase. And those get expensive unless you get like an old surplus military generator, because some of those are 3-phase right off the bat. I know this because I've looked at, before I got just the generators I've got right now, I looked at buying generators. I even looked at military surplus to get like a lot of power instead of just like 2 halvesies. But I ended up just getting 2 halvesies and just putting one on the deck upstairs and then putting one on the deck downstairs to power both sides of the house. It's just how I got to do it.
I was thinking about getting, because I live in an apartment, so having a generator in the city in an apartment draws a lot of attention, yada yada yada. Like, there's problems with it.
Right.
They make these windowsill. So you put like a big solar panel in your window that takes up basically your entire window, and then it hooks up to like a battery charging system that you can plug stuff into. And it wouldn't run on indefinitely, but it would, like if power's out for a day, it would save you. And then it slowly recharges itself so you can still have your laptop or whatever going to.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Have you seen those big portable battery banks for sale that you see a lot of YouTubers pushing lately?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of along the same lines, except for it doesn't have the ability to recharge itself. So yeah, same idea, I guess.
Well, I've seen one of them where you can connect solar panels straight up to it and recharge it that way.
That might be the same one that I'm thinking of, to be honest.
So if you're in an area where you can't have a generator or you can't have a big generator, that would be one thing for you to do. But if you don't need a lot of power, you just need a little bit of power. You could just go and get one of those small inverter generators and just put that on your deck. If you got like a deck,
Honda ones are really quiet.
Yeah, the Honda ones are the Honda inverter generators where they're only like 1,000 or 2,000 watts. They're really quiet.
I was quiet. Like, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Honda. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Ford Patriots Sidekick. It's a 300-watt power bank generator, and it came with solar panels.
Yeah.
So I can like charge. I could run like a lamp and, like a TV and stuff, maybe a small fridge, something small, not too big. The better one is the 1800 one, but that one is way expensive, and it can power fridges and freezers and stuff like that. And you can even charge it as you're running the refrigerator, like you're running the refrigerator. You can take the solar panels outside, have it connected. And as you're charging your battery, you're also running the fridge and stuff. But man, I tell you, it's expensive. It's like 2,000 something,
Yeah. Normally what happens is when the power goes out here due to a hurricane or a storm or something, I fire up both generators, and one generator powers computers, then the internet, and one of the AC units, the AC heat pumps upstairs,
Mhm.
and on one side of the house. Then the other generator powers all the fridges and freezers we got,
Yeah.
and whatever AC units we need downstairs, which is usually
Yeah.
just one.
And getting a generator is always good to have, because power goes out, storms and stuff. But like for apartments and stuff, you need something like the power bank generators. Those are good.
For reference, I've got two 5,500 watt generators, and they usually have about the starting watts are 6,500, but the running watts are 55.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just how it works with generators. And yes, they were gas generators, but I bought the adapter to put on to the carburetor, where you can adjust it to use propane, natural gas, or gasoline.
I've got a tri-fuel one.
The tri-fuel adapter. I bought the adapter.
A friend of mine wants to do that with his generator.
You can buy the tri-fuel adapter that you just put on your carburetor, and it takes 5 minutes of work. It's not hard to do, and the adapter only costs about $100.
So does that mean it's a propane accessory for my narrow urethra?
That's right, Honda. It sure is.
Only if you use Nair on your nether regions.
That they made that they made that shaver for your nads and stuff. They always comes out on YouTube.
Semi-Anarchy 92 says my father had a motorcycle accident, broke his leg, and had to have a metal pin put in his leg. But he got back on a bike, and it didn't scare him not to get on one again. No, that's true. That's true. Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, I rode motorcycle in Alaska 15,000 miles in one summer just to work and home. 1 year was still riding in November. Yeah.
A buddy of mine's dad rode a Harley back in the day, and he had a couple of drinks at the bar and was coming home around a corner and slid on some gravel and ended up going underneath someone's car, like leg on the bike still. And it pulverized like 4 inches or something like that of his bone in his leg that they had to replace with a metal rod and like pieces of coral. And then he had to be in traction for it was seriously almost 2 years. It was 1.5 years that he couldn't walk without, serious help. And then even after that, it was years until he was good again. Yeah. I don't even know if he's good again.
Yeah, that's wow. Clovertech says Tulsa or bust. Can't wait. What can I possibly find there to buy? I don't know.
Guns.
Guns, most likely.
Patches,
t-shirts.
I fell asleep on my motorcycle at 70.
Ooh.
Riding home from work in the morning. But it was a straight stretch, and I dozed off, woke up, realized, oh shit. And so I was a lot more careful after that.
Yeah. Clovertax says correct wattage becomes a big problem really quick with solar. Need lots of panels for that. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. The defense stat says his buddy has industrial machines from factories in his shop. Cost him $5,000 just to put in the right power supply. His lathe machine is 9 feet long. Wow. Clovertax says his 2 generators gasoline are on utility carts. Makes them easy to move around, and a generator is the best investment you can make. Yeah, and I'm gonna jump forward a little bit and read what Daniel says, because I have to point something out for Daniel. Daniel says just spend the $12,000 or $15,000, get a Generac, and boom, you don't even know the power went out at Night Strike. Daniel, my generators are Generacs, so no, I'm not gonna buy a whole house generator when I have 2 portable Generac generators. I'm not spending the money.
I thought about that before I bought. It's a portable one, size of a dishwasher. Yeah. But we really don't lose power that often. If it happened every winter, then I probably would have.
Yeah.
So it's just for, emergencies, not. Yeah. It's not a common occurrence for us to lose power long enough to lose our freezer.
The problem is he's talking about one of those Generac backup generators that are do the whole house.
Yeah, and that's what we were we were going to do.
That's great, but the problem is I don't have anywhere to put one of those. That's why I have the portable Generacs instead, because it's easier to put them literally anywhere around the house and just wire to wherever I need it. You know, instead of trying to do the whole house thing.
Yeah, our panel is wired, so there's a plug on the outside of the house that I can just plug into and then just turn on what circuits I want to run, which is basically.
I got to get one of those. I got to get one of those put in for my system, but the problem is, I've got an old power junction box, and they'd have to rip the whole thing out and put a new one in order to actually put a plug in for a transfer switch.
Yeah.
And I'm not because the amount of money on that is not cheap either. So, I mean, I'd spend as much money as buying that generator on just updating the electric boxes. That's how bad that is.
You could do it like they do it in Mexico City and other places.
No, you can't, because
it's
called
the pole and wire in, and you're good.
It's called the National Electrical Code. You can't. You can't. You literally can't. All right.
What's an electric bill?
The electric code. The electric code. All right. Let's see. Nice Chef says, in a really bad situation, would be hard to keep running more than a few months unless you had the whole field of solar panel and a source of new carburetors. Yeah. So, solar panels are great, and solar is great. It's just when you come to needing to store the power from solar is the issue. It's like when if you're not going to use car batteries, you're going to use something else like LiFePO 4 batteries or like lithium-ion batteries. It gets really expensive per battery. And at that point, you can only hold a certain amount of power. So
I mean, it would suck if the power was out for a week and that's all you had, or longer even. That would suck even worse. But if it's for like a day or two, I think that's what that thing is for.
That's what solar's for. Yeah. I mean, unless you get something commercial like what the Tesla Powerwall, where it's like 10,000 or 20,000 watts of power or something like that. Kilowatts of power.
Gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts.
What's a gigawatts?
What the hell is a gigawatt?
88 miles an hour.
Yep. CloverTech says he's been seriously considering some type of windmill generator system. They're getting popular, seeing a lot of them on the trip to and from Vegas. Yeah, I've thought about that too. It's just the problem is the higher wattage generator you get, the more expensive they become. And it's not that I don't have a lot of wind here in South Carolina. We got lots of wind, period, because hurricanes come through here all the time. But
you buy yourself a water lily.
Yeah,
that's good for camping, and also for connecting to the conversion for the windmill, so that way you can just like run it off the wind.
Yeah. Go Shadow says, in Alaska, I had a 25 kilowatt diesel generator. Replace it with the 15 kilowatt that cut fuel use in half. Yeah, that'll do it.
Could you take like giant coils, like a huge freaking coil of copper wire, and just put it underneath the power lines and like draw power off of it through induction?
I don't know.
Well, I know you could. I'm just saying,
enough.
How much would you need? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Yeah.
Probably like a Nikola Tesla sized building.
You can do radio tower, the small radio towers people use for like ham radios and stuff. You can get enough to run like an alarm clock. just from the static electricity that it builds up on it.
Yeah, just don't touch it when it's statically charged, because that'll give you one hell of a static charge.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
It'll give you one hell of a shock. Let's keep going. Let's see. I'm gonna read the rest of the comments. So, hold on. All right. Vanessa Kitty says my right elbow and firearm are titanium implant because the bone was basically pulverized to dust from the impact. It took a few hours to vacuum out the bone dust. Ouch. Ouch. That sucks, Vanessa. I'm sorry to hear that.
I bet that was not very comfortable.
It was not.
Mm-mm.
Vanessa Kitty says portables on trailer to bring with you traveling. Daniel says at Night Strike we lose power at least a couple hours once a month, and yeah, I mean whole house, not an automatic with automatic transfer switch. Yeah, no, I know that's where you're getting at, Daniel. But the problem is I don't have a great place to put a generator like that. Not that I couldn't wire it into. If I wanted to really wire something into my boxes, I could do it manually. I just don't like to because it's dangerous and a pain in the ass. I would like to get some sort of plug that I can just plug into my power boxes and just power the whole house that way. But that would mean I'd have to take the two 5,500 watt generators and get like a 16 or like a 20 kilowatt generator, instead. And the higher the amount of wattage of generator you want, the more expensive it becomes. And right now I'm even if a hurricane comes by, I'm able to power my kitchen and some of my air conditioners and my electrical devices I need to power, to stay comfortable during the hurricane season. And that's what they're for. And even sometimes when the wind blows too hard out here, because out here in South Carolina, the power situation isn't that great. So every time the wind blows or or we have a flash freeze where everything gets frozen for about a day or two, and all the branches fall off and cut the power lines, then I have to go and get get generators out, make sure they're running, and just take care of them. And yes, I do make sure to check the generators now because I let one sit a little too long without putting any sort of additive into the gasoline. And I had to I had to literally replace the carburetor on it because the carburetor went bad and got clogged. So I don't do that anymore. I learned my lesson.
Did you get the yellow jello looking stuff or the kind of reddish film?
No, it got completely clogged and broke.
No.
I mean, literally, it was either I had to go and I would have to take it to a company that does small engine repair and have them rebuild the carburetor, or I just pay $20, buy a new carburetor, slap it on, and call it done.
Darmok and Jalad.
I went with the $20 message.
Yay! Sorry.
Wow. Thank you, nerds. Nerds. All right. So yeah. Daniel says that Night Strike always being a cheapskate. Sorry, man. Can't help it. So Ting Ting says she moved to Tulsa from Seattle about 5 months ago, still learning the city. Honestly, there was one thing I was reading about Tulsa. There's a couple of buildings in Tulsa which there are underground tunnels to and from each building because the owners of those buildings didn't want to go and meet with all the lesser people when he built those buildings and when it wanted to go home because he lived in one of the other buildings. So he built tunnels to each building underneath Tulsa. I thought that was. Did you read about that? Have you heard about that?
Well, I was going to say I read her question backwards. I thought she moved to Seattle from Tulsa. So I told her, "Oh, I'm an hour south of you." I was an hour south of her until she moved to Tulsa.
Right, you were. But yeah, I mean, next time I go to Tulsa, I want to check those out. I want to check out those secret tunnels because I think they do tours of those.
They had something like that at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. That's the hotel that The Shining was based on, not the one that it was filmed at. But there's an old tunnel that went from the hotel to like the shops in downtown Estes Park or whatever, like the town center near there,
Right.
so that the rich people wouldn't have to walk in the snow when they want to go shopping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, apparently the owners of the buildings, basically, he just built tunnels from one building to the other because he didn't want to deal with poor people. That was the whole thing, and I'm like, wow, you asshole.
I wish I had tunnel money.
Yeah, I wish I had tunnel money too. Telos says, would not wind do better in the PNW, as only a small level of wind is needed for those small turbines. If it's a city like his, seems like it'd be good for a few kilowatts. Well, yeah, wind in that area probably would be, but not in like South Carolina.
I've wanted one for a while, one of the kind of spiral ones instead of the fan shaped ones. But
I've seen
just,
those, yeah.
Just as a toy, so I don't want to spend the money for something.
You're not going to probably power anything other than like a spotlight.
Yeah.
No. Night Chef says power's still out in Kentucky, and it's been weeks. Well, that's Kentucky for you.
Oh man,
that's why I don't live in Kentucky anymore.
Didn't they get hit? Didn't you guys get hit by an ice bomb or something? What were they calling it? Like a snow bomb or something?
Oh, it was a weather phenomenon, I heard.
Well, yeah, I'm saying just the other day, not that one that produced all the tornadoes and stuff.
Right.
I'm saying like this last couple of days or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I heard that.
Yeah, bomb, cyclone, something like that.
Cyclone, bombs, winter storm or something.
Up, like in Washington and Philadelphia and all that stuff, man. It was getting like real snow and cold.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how whenever there's something that happens, the media has to sensationalize it and call it a bomb or a fucking like whatever.
Well, like last February, they called it the Wintergeddon. You know, because it was like cold everywhere, dude. Like Texas, was hit bad and stuff, and it's the Wintergeddon,
Okay, guy that comments is asking, says, do you guys think the Mormon Church has underground bunkers that can sustain a small town, 12,000 to 10,000 for 100 years, in case of nuclear war? Okay, I don't like to mention this, but at one point I was Mormon, and not every church has that. Some older Mormon churches, which were built, during the Cold War, in the early part of the Cold War, may or may not have a bomb shelter or some form of, if they're in the areas where there's tornadoes, they might have a tornado shelter. But I was never aware of any nuclear bunkers underneath any of them in Salt Lake City. The ones in Salt Lake City may have old bomb shelters from the Cold War, or maybe tornado shelters in Utah, but that's about all they'd have. I don't think any of them have nuclear bunkers.
There's more Mormon churches in Idaho than in Utah. Okay. They call them mile markers because they're so many.
Yeah, but at one point I've been in those churches. I've helped build those churches at one point, and I've even been in a few of the temples.
So, what's in the secret room behind the curtains that you're not allowed to talk about?
I can't talk about it.
It's like Fight Club. Can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it. You're breaking the first rule of being Mormon. You can't talk about it.
But you said you're not Mormon anymore.
Not anymore, but it doesn't mean I can
still
talk about it. No, I can't talk about it because I swore an oath.
It's the head guy's restroom.
That's closer to the truth than anything. Closer to the truth. Anyways, moving on. Let's get through the rest of these comments. All right. Vanessa Kitty says, ensure your generators are placed so exhaust fumes cannot enter your property. Yep. Always have them facing away from your property. That's a good rule of thumb. Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, solar panels make less electricity per hour of daylight as they get colder at minus 40 Fahrenheit. Output is near zero. Well, Honda, keep that in mind if you're looking at solar.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get. I was actually at Costco today, and I almost bought like a $450 generator, but I just didn't want to spend the money, so I didn't.
Yeah. So Daniel, that's Honda.
That's a gun right there.
That's Honda being cheap now. So
That's a $400 gun right there.
Yeah. Ting Ting says, I live just west of Claremore on a few acres. Ting Ting, I've been to Claremore. I've been to J.M. Davis over there. I love that museum. That museum was awesome. I'd like to go again. I'd like to go to Tulsa again. It's just I don't have the money right now to be able to go to Tulsa. So if I did, I would go in a heartbeat. But I just don't right now. Vanessa says the power company will find you doing that in short order. Solar panels here since 2014, still chugging out power. The new workshop, she plans on a battery bank for the solar panels from house and roof if the workshops. Okay. All right. So their bunkers would be coal powered, right? Since diesel only lasts a few months and gasoline can go bad in a few weeks. Guy that comments, you got a big imagination. You just figure it out, man. Clovertax says I like having multiple generators instead of just one big one. That way I can loan out one out to a neighbor or a family member or whatever if need be. Yeah. At least in Clover, you've got a decent family. I have friends who have generators that don't loan them out to their family because some of their family members are not trustworthy with equipment because they either bring them back broken or in pieces. Yeah. So Go Shadow says at Night Strike, they make a house generator connector that attaches between the meter and meter box. Some areas allow it, other areas don't. Have you looked at how much that costs, Ghost Shadow? I've looked at those. The problem is those cost between $800 and $900 depending on the amount of kilowatts you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah, if you want to power the whole house, that's going to cost you a lot of money.
Vanessa says live by a river and have a water turbine. There's a river on the back part of my property, and then there's a creek that runs all along the side of my property. So I could probably, get power from the creek and the river if I wanted to.
I watched a video about a guy who rewired a washing machine motor that was broken.
I've seen the same video.
Yeah,
I've seen the same video.
Put it on the creek and made it into a turbine.
Oh yeah, that stuff happens all the time. I mean, I could probably do that, yeah, because I can get that stuff easy, cheap here. So, let's see. Night Chef says the only solution is building an arc reactor. At guy that comments. Daniel says at Night Strike, we learned last night you were the Star Child. Honda, what did you tell them? What did you say?
People say things and do things, and I don't have control over that. I don't know.
I was there. I saw it.
So now I'm gonna have to deal with this shit on top of being a deity, on top of needing a Mountain Dew sponsorship, on top of being this or that in a blue dress. Thanks, Honda.
Again, I didn't do it. I was just there. I just hosted.
That's your excuse for everything. You were just
Have you considered ignoring it?
We're embracing it.
I have, but the problem, it doesn't go away, Baron.
Yeah, that's why you embrace it, and then it gets
embrace it.
All right.
You'll be known as Night Strike, the Star Child.
No, I'll be known as that guy in that bearded guy in the blue dress.
Yeah, I'd rather have you the Star Child.
I don't think that's any better. Vanessa Kitty says, "How are you in the hurricane area with flooding?" The only part of my backyard that gets flooded is when the dip in the back of my backyard meets. It gets to a low point where when the creek overflows, it kind of pools in the backyard, but it's far enough back from the house. It's like it's like 5 or 6 acres back behind the house, so it doesn't affect my house. It's just the yard gets I don't mow the yard for a while when it's flooded. That's just how it works. And then eventually, it just flows back out into the creek.
Who's that dude who does the shooting videos with you sometimes?
AWAG 1000.
Why would you call AWAG the dip in the backyard?
I was talking about the land topography, not the
Oh
people.
yeah.
Okay, so just giving out specifics. So. Night Chef says conclusion: Tony Stark was Morin. Okay. I think we're running out of things to say here. Ting Ting says I've not really done any visits except drive around to familiarize myself with Tulsa and places I should and should not go. Ting Ting, set aside a weekend that you can bring the kids with you. Go to J.M. Davis Firearms Museum. It is awesome. You will not be disappointed. They got so much history there, so many awesome things to see. Just go there. You'll love it. Trust me.
Yeah, some of the guys I made videos on it, man. It was awesome.
I've done some videos. I mean, Roll Call's done videos. Clover's done videos. Ghost Tactical's even done videos. I mean, they got a lot of cool stuff there. All right.
It's where history comes alive.
Quite literally. So, we were way back, so I'm getting there. God, Daniel, at Night Strike, just don't widen out the tunnels. They probably won't be happy. I'm not that large, Daniel. I'm not that large.
It's a camera. It adds 10 pounds to the body, human body.
Yeah.
So he just says how many cameras are on that person.
The Night Chef says, I'm in Indiana, was just saying plan for worst case. Wow. That's your worst case scenario plan, Night Chef? I think you need a better plan. Ghost Shadow says 2015 South Hill near Spokane had areas out of power for up to 5 months.
Not Spokane.
It's Spokane. Okay. All right. All right. Scott79 is out there saying, yo. Guy that comments says, God damn it, Night Strike, you need to talk about it. No, we're not talking about it. Not now and not ever. Ting Ting said, I had a couple mornings that I would visit. It's strange when I'm teaching the wife and husband how to break down and reassemble their AKs and ARs. No, that's not strange. You are doing a community service, Ting. That is community service right there. All right. Vanessa Kitty says, make sure no snow pass to the generator doesn't have the exhaust fumes flowing back inside either. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Daniel gives us another $2 super chat saying, bunch of cheapskate gun tubers. Yep, me and Honda are cheapskates. It's true. It's like, but I'm probably more of a cheapskate than Honda is. So, G23 says this is still going. Yeah, we're about to wrap up in a minute. So, I'm just getting through all the comments. Got a comment says humanity lived on $0 per day as hunter gatherers or nomadic herders. If some of us poors don't make it because we don't have this or that doodad, humanity will probably still be around. Yes, it probably will be. It just won't be as fun. Night Chef says behind the red curtain is where they make up titles and lordships for the afterlife because they have no idea how heaven actually works. Well, Night Chef, you have to you also have to figure out which level of heaven you're talking about and which level of hell, because according to the Mormons, they got several levels of both.
Hmm.
Not joking on that one. That's actually true. So, Scott says diesel will last years. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Look up Hallback magnet arrays. Vanessa Kitty says. I just might. All right. Oh God. Things jumped on me. G20. Foss is saying I locked the door and won't let everyone out. No, Foss, you can leave whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. PNW says night skirt. No, I don't want to be called that either. Guy that comments says being a poor and shit hit the fan will have its costs. Life will be reduced back to being short and brutal. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Agorizers out there saying hello. Uh,
There's stuff you can do no matter how much money you have.
yeah, that's right. Honda, there's a question for you from Daniel. He says, "What's tonight's topic?"
Rupert Murdoch.
Oh God, you're talking about Murdoch. All right, that'll be an interesting one. I might even show up for that one.
Talking about Murdoch. What
Yeah,
about B.A.
From
Baracus?
the 18?
Ace.
Yeah. Wait, didn't Murdoch morph into instant broccoli?
No, I think he's talking about that Australian-born American billionaire businessman. I think that's the one. Or is there a different Murdoch you're talking about?
I'm just talking about the one from 18.
Yeah, the guy that they had to bust out of the mental institution because they needed a crazy pilot.
I don't know if we're talking about the same person now.
Or maybe he's talking about Matt Murdoch, aka Daredevil.
Or I don't know. Just ask Mr. T. He knows. All right. All right. Defense Desk says, "All right, dinner's in the oven. What are we talking about now? We're wrapping up. I'm gonna read two more
What's
comments
for
and then we're
dinner?
out of here." So Night Shaft says at Night Strike, if you want to plan a chat around it, I'll debate anyone here on religion. No, I don't really want to talk about religion. I hate talking about it, actually. He says, by the way, Enoch 2 and 3 aren't canon, and that's where all the celestial stuff is. Yeah, I don't want to get in the middle of that. Joe Shadow says, at Night Strike, I have an apple and pear trees. They guarantee meat will be available. 15 plus deer through yard every day. All right. Ting Ting says, at Night Strike,
Sweet.
last question. Did you get that print from Flying Rich yet, and did it work? I probably got it today. I just haven't gotten the mail yet because apparently they dropped something off in the mail today. So I probably have it. So I'll go check that out. And if I did, it'll probably work. So with that, we're gonna head out. Guys, Baron, do you have any final words of wisdom for everyone?
No.
Okay. Foss, do you have any words of wisdom?
Stay golden.
Okay. George, words of wisdom.
Since it's close to dinner time, disfruta su comida. Enjoy your meal.
Okay. Squib, any words of wisdom?
Put it on your credit card, volunteer for some overtime, or get a second job.
Okay. I expected that one, but we'll take it. Honda, any words of wisdom?
Nope.
All right. And with that, we're done. Thank you for watching the Sunday Strike. It's just, something where we just hang around, talk, hang out. Am I doing it every Sunday? No, it's impromptu. So with that, we'll see you guys later. You guys take it easy. Watch Honda's chat tonight on Rupert Murdoch if you want to on the Gay Frog chat. So check that out. And with that, it's not this next weekend. It's the weekend after, right, Foss, for the next overnight?
Yeah, every 2 weeks. So week after next.
So check that out, and we'll try and be back for Hit or Miss Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock this Tuesday. So look out for that, and we will be back for the Friday Night Strike. So on that note, stick a fork in her. She's done. We're getting out of here, so we'll see you later. Vicon Dios, mi amigos.
Hashtag go. Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Oh, hold on.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So with that, we'll see you later. Take it easy, everyone.
Shall not be infringed.
Shall not be infringed. No fringes.
No fringes.
Adios,
No being
Felicia.
fringes.
Te amo, Felicia.
Te amo, Felicia. Felicia Navidad.
Felicia
Down,
Navidad.
down, down.